And that is correct. We are indeed back in the building. But of course, we are in round 2. And so that means we are graciously available, graciously capable of covering the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Detroit Pistons. The 1 taking on the 4. Both of these teams going all the way to Game 7. So neither team have a rest advantage here tonight. So it should be a very good game. I'll tell you this, I've seen Cleveland Cavaliers fans be very confident in their team in this matchup against the Pistons. And of course we know the Pistons fan base, as weird as they may be, are very confident in their team. So this is going to be an incredibly interesting series to watch. Can the Pistons get back on track after I don't want to say disappointing first round matchup, because they did make it out of the first round, but a much more difficult first round matchup than I think they were anticipating? And can Cleveland prove the doubters wrong, making it to a conference finals, their first conference finals ever, possibly, without LeBron James? So let's go ahead, let's lock in, let's start the show. We're going to go ahead, back up, right up into the game. Here we go. I am very interested in this series. I don't know what to expect from this series. These are one of the 2 teams that we covered pretty regularly throughout the regular season. All right, we can cut the music off. We covered these teams pretty regularly as we could cover teams outside of our Knicks, obviously, in the regular season. So I'm pretty confident in knowing what both of these teams can bring to the table. Although, I will say, when it comes to the matchup between the 2, obviously it's very difficult to pull and extrapolate information and analysis from regular season matchups because of all of the context that's kind of being removed from it, in terms of the schedule leading up to that game, in terms of players in the lineup, out of the lineup, before the trade deadline, after the trade deadline, in which the Cavs roster very different, obviously, now with Harden involved. And then obviously now in the playoffs, you add in the context of what the playoffs generally bring for these players throughout their careers. We know that the double big lineup for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who we'll get to, can sometimes struggle in the playoffs, or at least throughout their careers have struggled in the playoffs. So the Jared Allen, nice big Game 7 right there. Maybe that's a confidence booster coming into here. James Harden, a career playoff flopper. Donovan Mitchell, as the playoffs tend to go on, he tends to struggle as the playoffs tend to go on, has never made it to a conference finals. We go over to the Pistons side, a very young Pistons team, finally making it out of the first round for the first time in their second trip to the playoffs last year, losing in the first round to the Knicks. This year, surviving a 7-game gauntlet against the Orlando Magic, which some might say they might have, probably should have, lost that series if Franz Wagner never goes down with the injury, but nonetheless, injuries are part of the game. Cleveland manages to pull off the 3-1 comeback. They managed to make it to the second round of the playoffs, and now they're going to be matched up with a much more talented team in the Cleveland Cavaliers, a much more offensively capable team in the Cleveland Cavaliers here. So it's going to be very interesting how these 2 teams match up. That's not even taking into account the playoff failures throughout the careers of guys like Tobias Harris, Duncan Robinson, although Robinson was pretty good. But again, like Jared Allen, Duncan Robinson, a phenomenal Game 7. So both of those guys exercising some playoff demons. And so here today, we get the opportunity to cover these two teams going at it. I don't know what to expect. One of the few times you'll see me not really have a full expectation of how this is going to go. Jeff Brown, what's up, Jeff? I don't really have an expectation. I don't think either team has an advantage. I think as the series goes on, obviously, we'll figure out which team has the advantage. But I tend to think that the Orlando Magic are a better defensive team than this Cavs team. Definitely a much more physical team. So I'm going to lean towards the Pistons. I think the Pistons they are the number 1 seed, be able to pull off this victory against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But you never know. You never know, which is exactly why we're here to watch the games, because we don't know. So with that being said, let's lock in. We can run through the rotations real quick, although again, we covered both series pretty in depth as much as we could, covered as many of the games as possible, and I did watch pretty much every single game from those. We covered the Game 7s, obviously, the other day on Sunday, so I'm ready for Game 1. I'm ready to go. I can't wait for it. JP Drones, what's up, JP? Pretty even matchup at the start, I think. Yeah, definitely at the start. I think it's going to be a bit of a feel out here in this first game to see, all right, how are y'all playing coming into after the first round? How are y'all playing after the first round, right? Both teams going to Game 7, so like I said, no rest advantage here. Unlike Philly, who definitely feels like They lost game one because of the rest. Okay. Let's see who shows up here tonight, how they play. You have to think that the shooting is going to be a problem, right? You got to think that after going through a 7-game series that the legs aren't going to be there and shooting isn't going to be great. Cleveland faced a tough, versatile defense in physical defense against the Toronto Raptors and managed to pull it off. Although, again, similar to Detroit, maybe don't pull that Game 7 off if Toronto is fully healthy, missing Emmanuel Quickley and Brandon Ingram. Again, injuries are part of every postseason run, so it kind of just is what it is, unfortunately, here. And then similarly with Toronto, similarly with Detroit, we talked about with the injury to Franz Wagner, maybe shouldn't even be here because of that. But of course, injuries are a part of every playoff run. So unfortunately for the Orlando Magic, it is what it is. They had 3 opportunities to close out this Pistons team, and they couldn't take advantage of any of them, despite having a 22-point lead at halftime in Game 6, very famously. So now we're in a situation here where we look at both sides, and like I said, it's pretty even. Pretty even. I'd give this light edge here to Detroit to start. We'll see how the series goes on. The matchup's going to be very interesting because Jalen Duren should bounce back in a major way. I don't expect the Cleveland Bigs to match the physicality that a guy like Wendell Carter Jr. And Goga Bitadze were able to bring, nor do I think that they have that kind of mentality to do so against this Cavs team. So we'll see how Kenny Atkinson comes out, and we'll see how Jalen Duren comes out. Confidence should be building for Jalen Duren in this series, as opposed to the other series where the confidence kind of dwindled down to not really doing much. TT in the morning said, Pistons in 4 until proven otherwise. Hey, brother, don't take my saying and use it for another team. I do love the mentality, though. I really do. You got to have that mentality when it comes to your team. You have to. You have to. You can't. To me, it's always crazy to be like, I think my team's going to win in 6 games, which means my team, I'm expecting 2 losses. It's like, no, I expect my team to win every single game when we come out. I'm mentally prepared for 2 possible losses, which I understand, which is why people say when you're being realistic. Yes, realistically, I think the Knicks will be Philly in 6. But in my mind, it's Knicks in 4 until proven otherwise, right? And we're gonna keep the mentality. We're going to keep that attitude up. Rudy Pooty. Knicks in 5. Knicks in 4 until proven otherwise. They blew them out in Game 1. Who's to say they can't do it again in Game 2? Run it back. Give us an encore. Bradar B-Box. What's up, Bradar? What's up, Bray? Mark, what's up, Mark? Daryl Grant, what's up, Daryl? Benzino, appreciate you, brother. We got Drummer Manny, Rose, Bible, appreciate you guys. Justice Dad, as always. Michael Larnino, what's up, Michael? And I'm rooting for the Detroit Pistons tonight. There you go. Here we go. Susan, as always, in the chat earlier. AP, my guy, what my guy AP say? Talking to Susan. Appreciate him. TT in the morning said, gotta learn from the master. Crazy. If that becomes a thing, TT in the morning, if that becomes a thing before I can monetize it and put it on a t-shirt, I'm gonna be so upset at myself. Crazy, what's up, Crazy? We're running them out of the door. Knicks in 4. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rhyming on purpose? I don't know. My guy's a poet over there. I appreciate you. Corey Skeets, what's up, Corey? Ricardo Cepeda said, VJ Edgecombe hype is slowly fading. He already experienced how the Knicks defense clamps in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, he had the ability to be on the fortunate side of a team settling for jump shots against them. Now on a team that will just continue to drive to the basket and refuse to just hang out on the perimeter, like OG Anunoby multiple times. Had the ability to take a wide open set shot off a catch, but instead he's like, oh, you're closing out to me? Instead of shooting this semi-contested 3, I'm just gonna put it on the floor and attack. And now you're out of position. Now everybody's crashing to the rim, and I could either swing this back out or I can go strong in the basket and finish. And they're finding out it ain't sweet playing the Knicks. It ain't. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be physical, especially here in the playoffs. Trapped in the 90s. What's up, Trapped in the 90s? Doing too much. What's up, brother? He said this should be a really good series. Cavs defense isn't as good as Orlando, but the Cavs offense is better, and they have better shooters. I think the shooting could possibly give this Pistons team some trouble, but obviously we know this Pistons team, one of the best defenses in the league. I'm more interested in this Duren matchup. Duren, very, very famously, or infamously, depending on how you're looking at it, really struggled in that series against Orlando. They put the stats up here, 10.6 points, 9.4 boards, 1.3 rebounds. The stats look slightly better than how it felt. Obviously, all the stats way down from his regular season, 19.5 points, 10.5 rebounds. But I think he has a better matchup here. Funnily, I say that because the Cleveland Cavaliers are technically larger than the Orlando Magic, but the Orlando Magic bigs are much more physical and ready to face the physicality that Duren brings. I actually think Jalen Duren's going to do perfectly fine in this series, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this Cavs team is ready. We did see Jared Allen bring it in Game 7. Maybe he's going to bring that level of intensity here today as well. Ian Parkins, what's up, Ian? Rooting for Cleveland like I am? I don't really have a rooting interest in this one. I guess as a Knicks fan, I think either side's going to be a tough conference finals. I guess Cleveland, but Cleveland's offense, it gives the Knicks a problem, but they have playoff droppers like Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, so I guess I'm more confident against Cleveland. Detroit, to me, is a bit of a wild card here in the playoffs. You don't really know what they'll look like as the playoffs continue to go on. I guess we'll figure it out in this series. So for now, I guess, yeah, it's favorable for the Knicks in the conference finals to face the Cavs, but we'll see. We'll see. Jason, what's up, Jason? Supa, what's up, Supa? He said, we'll be listening while working long day. Thanks for the professional commentary, Chevy. Appreciate you for hanging out with me, Supa. Thank you for that, brother. Bruce Fallis said, we can sit back and just enjoy the carnage. Yes, sir. It wasn't even a stressful game 1. So we could just sit back and enjoy this game here today without having really to worry about going into game 2 until tomorrow, right? We'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. But for right now, we got good basketball we could enjoy because my team's up 1-0. But one of these teams will be down 0-1, and they'll have to worry about that. David Hodge Jr. said, hope the Pistons win because they're gonna get it like the Sixers. Yeah, I think in terms of who obviously as a Knicks fan, I'm always going to be looking at it as what would be a favorable matchup for the Knicks. And I don't know because of the James Harden. I have no faith in James Harden. So because of James Harden, I'm going to say the Cavs. Almost entirely because of Harden. And maybe the big lineup for Cleveland getting, sunned on by Mitchell Robinson a couple years ago. I just have to lean towards the Cavs, making it past the Pistons here. But I think either way, it's going to be a tough matchup. Cavs shooting worries me a bit in a playoff series where the Knicks have to fly around like that to get out to their shooters. But the Pistons' physicality and what they did in the regular season makes you think like, oh, maybe they match up well against the Knicks. So I think either way, it's going to be a tough matchup. Spotty T, what's up, Spotty T? David Osh Jr., what's up, David? Jason said, Jalen Duren couldn't handle Carter Jr. You really think he's going to be able to be okay versus Mobley? I'm not convinced. Yes, Mobley is not a physical big. I highly doubt we see Mobley guard Jalen Duren at all. It's going to be a Jared Allen series to stay in front of Duren. They also don't have bigs off the bench like Orlando did. At least they had Goga Batadze, who's a pretty good rim protector. It's going to be a lot of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley in and out of the lineup for each other so that you have a big out there. And I don't trust Mobley to guard Jalen Duren at all. The physicality just is not there. Does not have the physicality to keep him out of the paint the way Wendell Carter Jr. did. So I expect Jalen Duren to play way better in this series and mostly dominate the front court. But we'll see. Again, we'll see. Obviously, Evan Mobley, even though I don't think he necessarily deserved it that year, has a Defensive Player of the Year award under his belt. He's a very good defensive player, don't get me wrong. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they match up coming out here in Game 1. What are the matchups? I assume it's going to be mostly straight up. They'll have Dean Wade on Cade Cunningham to start. But outside of that, they don't really have a ton of great matchups for Cade Cunningham. A big, strong guard like that, you don't have great matchups. You don't have great matchups for those guys. David Rush Jr. said, Knicks versus Timberwolves finals would be magical. It would be magical. I'm not entirely sure the Timberwolves could make it without Dante. Anthony Edwards hampered, not 100%. I just really don't think they can make it past. Even if they can somehow find a way to make it past the Spurs, which I don't think they can as the series goes on. But we'll see. I mean, they did win that Game 1. I don't know if they're going to be able to have enough to take on the Thunder. So, Benzino said, Knicks OKC, Knicks win in 7. I'll take it. I'll take it. Mighty Montreux, what's up, Montreux? Cavs bigs are less physical, yes, but are more versatile, true, offensively, true. Duren has to be ready to battle Allen and Mobley facing him up on offense. Very true, very fair. Jalen Duren's going to be tasked with doing more defensively in the series. Very fair, very true. Overall, the Pistons are going to be tasked with doing more defensively in the series. Their defense is solid. I think the physicality, they have adjusted here after a round 1 against Orlando. I think that has prepped them pretty well for this Cavs team here. But we'll see. We'll see. Supa said, I'd rather Cleveland. They're soft even with the two bigs. I believe we can keep up with their scoring. Yeah, that is the question with Cleveland, but it's not, the question of that it's the same question Toronto had to ask, and they answered it pretty well. They went to 7 games with this Cleveland team despite being one of the worst offenses that made it to the playoffs. The only team worse than them was Orlando, especially once they lost Franz. Marcus Miller, what's up, Marcus? Derek Young, what's up, Derek? Andy 2K, what's up, Andy? Are the Thunder on track to win another championship? Yeah, they are on track to do so. It's up to some team to come through and derail them. Derek said, should be a good game. Should be. It should be. I'm hoping for it. Can't wait for it. Jason said, how about Gobert locking up Wemby on defense? Looked like he settled for a lot of long jumpers. Yeah. And people better start giving Rudy Gobert his flowers, man. I mean, the dude is, 33 years old now? Still locking people up. Took care of Jokic in the first round. Absolutely locked his butt up. And now taking care of Wemby so far through game one. We'll see what kind of adjustments Wemby makes to his game. But 12 points in that game one and a loss, it's not looking good. Jeff Brown, let's go Cavs. Yes, sir. All right, we can run down real quick because we're about to get to the tip-off. They're doing introductions now. But we got Donovan Mitchell. We know what to expect from these guys for the most part. I think the most interesting matchup is who they're going to try and hide Duncan Robinson on. I guess it's going to be Dean Wade. But they have Donovan Mitchell and they have James Harden, 2 crafty guards. Oh, I have Evan Mobley next. 2 crafty guards in the backcourt. Honestly, I think this is going to come down to who guards Cade Cunningham. And if they could do something like Harden on Harris and at times put like Evan Mobley on Cade Cunningham, I think that could be an interesting matchup as the series goes on. I'm not sure we see that in game 1, but as the series goes on, I wonder if that's a matchup they might be having in their back pocket. It's like, okay, if we can scrounge up enough guys to guard the perimeter players, the outside players for this Cavs team, if we could put our best defensive player, our most versatile defensive player in Evan Mobley, find a way to get him matched up with Cade Cunningham as often as we can, that might be a key for the Cavs in this series, but we'll see if they're going to be able to do it. Bruce Fallis said, I'm watching the coaching. I'm curious to see how adjustments are made with what they have to work with. True. That's what I'm scouting. Brown has comported himself quite well this far. Pretty well after a rough game 2 and then a not-so-great game 3. It was a rough game 2, and then it was a really bad game 3. He's kind of been pretty dang good throughout the playoffs. I almost said excellent, but I don't want to give him that yet, but he has been pretty dang good. We'll get him excellent if he continues to figure out and outwork Nick Nurse right now in this series against the Sixers. Derek Young said, during 15 rebounds, I could see it. Antoine Thomas, what's up, Antoine? Number 1 sports tuber, by far, 100%. Just came up with the word on the fly. Appreciate you, Antoine. Kind of like the word. It works. Appreciate you. Derek Young said, got Donovan Mitchell for 20 points. Speaking of got guys for points, we know what these teams got. We're in the second round of the playoffs, which is why we're not doing full pre-games anymore because we really don't have to. We know what these guys have. So real quick, before we get to the tip-off here, this is our new bingo card here for tonight for our series. Moving forward, we got Jared Allen out here for 15 and 8. We got Duren for 20, Harden for 25, Mitchell for 30. How these guys all ended up on the bottom row here? Interesting. Again, it's all randomly made. I don't plan this out. I randomly put them in spots. Thompson for 3 stocks as usual. A logo 3, 2 consecutive missed free throws, field challenge. A lot of the similar things, but obviously the props are going to be different. Merrill for 3 threes. Strus for 10 points and 2 threes. Trying to mix up, get a couple of different things out there. Strus for 10 points and 2 threes. He's got to get 10 points. He's got to knock down 2 threes here tonight. Shot clock violation, a goaltend. Robinson 3 threes. Duren for 20 points. Harden for 25. Mitchell for 30. We went over these. Triple-double. Mobley for 3 stocks. Jump ball, technical foul, and Harris for 15 like we had previously. We also have Cade for 30 as usual. We have Harden for, we talked about it, yeah, Harden for 25. This will be interesting. Here we go. Primed and ready to go, folks. Let's set this up too. We'll pull that up over there. We'll keep this here. We'll go to our game cast. We'll get to the starting lineups. We know who's starting. We know Dean Wade is out there. He's going to be the primary matchup for Cade Cunningham. Not just for tonight, but for majority of the series. Detroit boy, what's up, Detroit? So the Cleveland Cavaliers win the tip, and we're off and running. Mitchell up top gets it over to Wade. Wade coming to his right. Gets it over to Harden. Harden gets it over to Jared Allen. Hands it off to Mitchell, being chased by Thompson. Pocket pass to Allen, down the lane, kicks it out. Dean Wade, extra pass to Mobley. Ran up the line by Robinson. He's going to take him to the lane. Layup with the left hand, can't get it to go. Battle on the board for the glass. Mobley comes up with it, and he throws it down with two hands. Harris trying to keep Jared Allen off the glass. Jared Allen able to knock it up into the air, keep it alive. Mobley staying active, coming back into the play, picking up the rebound and throwing it down with two hands. It's a really good start for the Cavs big men. Cunningham, being guarded by Wade, gets it over to Duren, being guarded by Allen, picks up his handles, got nowhere to go. Duren looking for a handoff partner, he can't. They get it over to Cunningham, being guarded by Mitchell now in a switch. Cunningham snakes it back to his right hand, mid-range foul line, pull-up jumper, too strong, can't get it to go. Mitchell picks up the rebound, knocked out of bounds. And then they're going to give it back to the Cavs. No argument there for Cunningham. So the Cavs will bring the ball down after Cunningham does at least a good job of knocking it out of bounds, not allowing the Cavs to get out and run. Ken Robinson, what's up, Ken? Time's wrong? What do you mean? Which time? Harden up top, coming to his left, off the Allen screen. Slips it inside to Allen, and a foul. Foul looks like on Duncan Robinson. Holding on to Jared Allen after rolling to the rim. So far, the big's looking pretty solid here, holding up well against the Pistons big, but obviously very early in the game. It was a minute ago. Oh, I got you. User, what's up, user? Loving the shirt and pants. Chevy, I hope you don't expect the Knicks to keep giving another beatdown tomorrow. Knicks can't win every game. I don't know, man. I mean, I'll believe it when they stop doing it. It's 4 games in a row now. Harden on the right wing, hesitates, puts up the three, comes up short. Mobley, the offensive rebound, gets it knocked out of bounds. It's off of Harris. It's going to stay here with the Cavs. Mobley, already 2 offensive rebounds in the game. All right. I thought the Cavs scored? Oh, yeah. There you go. My bad. There you go. 2-0. Thank you, Ken. Keep us updated, brother. Make sure the score is properly updated. Sometimes I forget to hit the button. They get it into Mitchell, left wing, off the inbound of 3. Donovan Mitchell makes his first shot. It's a good sign there for the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell usually plays an excellent game 1. Kind of peters out as the series goes on, but usually shows up for game 1. Duren has it up top, gets it out to Harris. Harris up top, swings through to his left. He's being guarded by Harden. Down the lane, step back, pump fake, got Harden up in the air and draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2 free throws. Good maneuvering there for Tobias Harris. So we have 10:18 to go. Why is my timer so far behind? 10:18 to go. Obviously, we'll catch up as Harris is at the foul line for 2 here. Mighty Montreal said, I see Harris as being a key piece. Harden and Mitchell are too small to stop him from getting his shot. Yeah, I think Harden has the best chance of guarding him. Harden, not a bad post defender. It's really quickness that you want to utilize to beat Harden as a defender, and off-ball movement, which Tobias Harris, off-ball movement, he can do. In terms of beating him with quickness, maybe not necessarily, as both of those guys are now older in age, in their 30s, but I would still give the edge to Harris in that department as well. So here comes Dean Wade bringing it down and gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell gets it over to Harden. Harden being guarded by Cunningham, and they have Thompson guarding Mitchell. They try to get it over to Jared Allen, knocked out of bounds by Jalen Duren. A bad pass from Harden. Harden already up to his antics. Not a particularly good start for James Harden here. Jason, Knicks 11 wins from the promised land. The countdown has begun. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Muhammad, what's up, Muhammad? Astrophagy, what's up, Astrophagy? Jared Allen, one-on-one against Duren. Flips it up the left hand. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Harden knocks the rebound to himself. 3 offensive rebounds to start the game here for the Cavs. Harden pulls it all the way back out. Trying to drive past Cunningham. Down the lane, flips it up off the rim. Can't get it to go. Jared Allen, an offensive rebound, knocked out of bounds. Is going to stay with the Cavs. And my goodness, the Cleveland Cavaliers killing them on the boards. Detroit just can't get to a rebound right now. Jason, speaking of off-ball movement, love seeing the actions for Brunson in the highlights. Yeah, absolutely. They get it into Jared Allen. Hands it off to Mitchell. Coming to his left, being chased by Thompson. Mitchell throws a lob to nobody. And it's a turnover. They got in front of Jared Allen. He thought Jared Allen was going to roll to the rim. Blindly threw it up there for him. And threw it to nobody. And it's out of bounds. Detroit said, can't trust the gym age James Harden? Yes. You can't trust James Harden at all. No trust factor in that guy, which makes it even stranger that they thought trading for that guy was going to be their playoff solution. Cunningham off the screen, a pull-up 3. Got it to go for Cade. Cade Cunningham responding with a 3 of his own. We know if he can knock down those threes, he becomes nearly impossible to guard. You're just going to have to hope he misses his jump shots. Mitchell danced with it up top, being guarded by Cunningham. Mitchell, to his right, Euros down the lane with the floater. Got it to go, blowing past Cade Cunningham there. Another beautiful windmill Euro for Donovan Mitchell there. Here comes Thompson bringing it down the other way. Pretty slow-paced start game. I think both teams feeling each other out. Thompson in the lane. He puts up the jumper way off, but a foul is called. Jared Allen, why you foul All-Star Thompson when he's rising up to shoot a jump shot, I'll never know. But Jared Allen, a bad foul there. He's going to send All-Star Thompson to the foul line for 2 after he was rising to shoot a fall-away mid-range jump shot. Mighty Montreal said, I trust Harden to not show up. I guess that is the one thing you could trust Harden to do, is to not show up. You're right about that. Mark said the timer is an added bonus. Yeah, I try with the timer, but again, if all I had to do, if I had somebody who was like their whole job was making sure the scoreboard was on point, the scoreboard would be on point, but unfortunately, it's a one-man band right now. Appreciate you guys, though. TD Warren said Cade has been working on those pull-up threes. He has. Allen down the lane throws up a floater, comes up short. They're knocking the rebound out of the air. Thompson able to pick it up. He gets a running start with the rebound. He's going to pull it down, struggles with his handle, so he's going to wait for his teammates. Thompson up top. Gets it over to Robinson, curling off a screen, ran off of it by Wade, down the lane in the paint, tries to go for a wild reverse layup, can't get it to go. He's looking for the foul. He's not going to get it. Mitchell bringing it down the other way, has it on the left wing, putting his head down, attacking in the paint, flips it up, can't get it to go, comes up short, rebounded by Duren. Here comes Cunningham. Getting a little bit of fast-paced action here, but now Cunningham's going to walk it down the other way. He wants to make sure he runs some good half-court offense here. Cunningham coming to his left, sees a double team, swings it out, Duncan Robinson off the catch. He rattles in a 3. Robinson had a pretty miserable shooting series all around. I forgot to give All-Star Thompson a made free throw. He split them. In the previous one, Mitchell's trying to respond. He can't. Comes up short on his step back 3 over Harris. Here comes Thompson bringing it down the other way. Thompson's going to be picked up by Mobley. All-Star Thompson down the lane. Gets it over to Cade, cutting to the rim. Can knock down the lefty layup off the cut. And now here come the Cavs bringing it down the other way. Harden, beautiful crossover pass. Duncan Robinson out to Mitchell, an open left corner 3. He can't get it to go. Long rebound. Duren able to snag it. And now here come the Pistons. They get it over to Robinson. Robinson has it up top, being guarded by Dean Wade. A lot of cross-matching here for the Cavs tonight. Duren crosses over, gets swatted at the rim by Evan Mobley. My goodness. Harris will drive past the defense down the lane, gets fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2. Nice drive from Tobias Harris right there. And after a really strong start for the Cavs, again stifled a bit offensively here, settling for a lot of jump shots, missing a lot of jump shots. Harris will be at the foul line for 2 free throws here. D. Grant, what's up, D. Grant? What was Embiid complaining about Bridges? It looked like he just passed by him on the dunk. It didn't have anything to do with that. It had a play where Embiid was setting a screen for Tyrese Maxey. Mikal Bridges was in pursuit, and Mikal Bridges made contact with his abdomen, as you do when trying to fight over a screen. And obviously we know Embiid had the surgery in his abdomen for the appendicitis, and he was bent over in pain because of that. So that was his complaint. Tobias Harris knocks down both free throws. 11-7 here, 7:30 to go. Evan Mobley bringing it down. Mobley on the right wing. Mobley dancing with it, coming to his left, being guarded by Harris. Pulls it back out. Mobley trying to get a screen from Mitchell. They get it out to Mitchell, being guarded by Harris on a switch. He windmill Euros past him, and he knocks down a floater over Duren. The signature move of Donovan Mitchell. Obviously popularized by guys like Dwayne Wade. Thompson on the right wing, being guarded by Mobley. Gets it over to Cunningham, being guarded by Wade. Swings through to his left off a Duren screen. Cunningham down the lane, pump fake, fall away, foul line jumper. Got it to go. Dean Wade not having any success right now in guarding Cade Cunningham. He's getting to his spots that he wants. Mitchell, behind the back pass to Wade, gets it over to Harden, gets it over to Allen, back to Harden, coming to his left, down the lane, inside. Jared Allen gets the ball knocked out of his hands, picked up by Duncan Robinson. And here's the physicality coming into play. Robinson lobs it up. Harris catches, flips it up, got it to go. Harris can't really get up these days for a dunk on an alley-oop pass like that. It wasn't a great pass from Duncan Robinson, to be fair. But he's able to catch it, corral it, and flip it up in the rim just in time to get the layup. And it's a 6-point lead for Detroit here in the first quarter. And we're going to get a timeout. Alex H. with the subscription. Appreciate you, Alex. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Thank you for that, brother. Jason said, getting too used to these 35-point quarters from the Knicks. Yeah. It was looking real easy for the Knicks out there offensively right now. Just getting whatever they want. Ricardo Cepeda said, regarding the injured list. Hold on. Where did chat go? Regarding the injured list, are there any players not playing right now? Oh, are there any players not playing right now? No. Both teams healthy. Obviously, everybody's dealing with some level of injury. But no, both sides are fully healthy. Fully healthy, as far as I'm concerned. Villanette TV, what's up, Villanette TV? Checking in from the job, Sheffy. Let's go, Lakers. There you go. There you go. Lakers are in action later tonight. Of course, we won't be able to cover it because it's going to tip off halfway through this game. So we will keep an eye on that score and how it goes. Of course, Luka Doncic is out yet again. No real timetable for him to return. Not looking great for him. They're thinking maybe game 4, 5, 6, that area. But the Lakers would have to, hold serve as best as they could and have this be 2-2. Going into Game 5, even if a Luka Doncic return was possible at that point. So, doesn't seem great for the Lakers. I'm expecting that series to be a sweep. Brandon Peabody, what's up, Brandon? Cavs will shoot themselves out of the series. They're very reliant on their three-point shooting, mostly because their bigs are pretty soft in the paint for the most part. A couple of times they tried to drop it down low to Jared Allen, who's 0 for 2 from the field tonight. He's got 0 rebounds, 0 assists. Right? At least Mobley's down there rebounding. He had a nice putback dunk to open up the game. And outside of that, Harden settling for some shots, 0 for 2, settling for a 3, contested 3. Donovan Mitchell 3 for 6. The shots he missed are from 3, 0 for 3 from three-point line so far. Jason said, getting too used to 35 and a quarter from the Knicks. Yeah, we read that one already. Jelio Smith, what's up, Jelio? Spiders in his bag? Kind of. I mean, he's the only guy able to get anything going right now. I was going to say, I'd look to put in Strus right away. You might want to put Strus in for, I guess, Harden. Usually Donovan Mitchell comes out before Harden does, and Harden will lead a second unit out there. Morty, man, what's up, Morty? Rose, what's up, Rose? The appendix is on the right side, below the hip. Thought Joel was hit on the left side. I mean, it's all connected. That whole abdomen area is going to be sore. You're not sore just on one side. Your whole abdomen area is going to be sore after surgery like that. So contact being made to the stomach area is gonna be painful. It's gonna be painful. It is what it is, unfortunately. Coming back from an injury, Philly fans are like, it was dirty, and it's like, do you know how to fight through screens? I don't think it was dirty. It sucks. But you're a big man and you said screens and you had appendicitis and you had surgery in your abdomen area. Guys are gonna run into it. That's another thing about playing against Boston. Not a super physical team. Angela Harding, what's up, Angela? Mom said Harden normally doesn't turn up for Game 7. He normally doesn't really turn up for the playoffs as the playoffs tend to go on, especially later in his career here. Christian Goris, what's up, Christian? Isaiah Gardner, what's up, Isaiah? What's going on with the game? We're going. We're moving through it. 6:30 to go here. Strus is in the game along with Sam Merrill. Harden remains in. Like I just said, they're gonna leave Harden in there with a second unit. They got Wade, Allen, Harden, along with Strus and Merrill coming in. So Mitchell and Mobley go to the bench here. Cade Cunningham comes out. Dennis Jenkins comes in. The only substitution made for the Pistons so far. Leaning pretty heavily on their starters tonight. Harden down the lane, lefty layup, got it to go past Duren. There you go. James Harden, first basket of the night, going to the rim. Here comes Dennis Jenkins bringing it down. Jenkins got off in Game 7 against Orlando there after struggling for majority of that series. Let's see if he can carry that momentum here tonight. Dennis Jenkins pulls it out. Being guarded by Sam Merrill. Gets it over to Duncan Robinson. Being chased by Harden. They get it over to Duren. Duren's going to look to attack against Jared Allen. Down the lane, throws up a wild shot. Can't get it to go. Is that a late foul call or is that a foul on Dean Wade going for the rebound? I think that's got to be a late foul call, right? Halfway through this first quarter, 6 minutes to go. 4-point game. Kanyon Pepper, what's up, Kanyon? Joseph Taylor, what's up, Joseph? Kiana Bryan, what's up, Kiana? TD in the morning said, especially when you're as big as Joel is. Yeah. I mean, Mikal Bridges is running through the screen. He doesn't, go into his gut. He's trying to battle through the screen. As a matter of fact, he extends the arms and spins off of Embiid. He could, if it was dirty, he really could have laid into him running through the screen, but he didn't. He spun off of it. Duren knocks down the first free throw. I guess it was in the act of shooting there. Isaiah Gardner said, I can't watch on the TV. It is on the NBC Sports Network. I gave 2 points on one side. My bad. So Duren scores the 2 free throws there. It's 11-17. There we go. And we're under 6 minutes to go, past the halfway point. Harden has it up top. being guarded by Dennis Schroeder, being guarded by Karis LeVert. They swing it over to Strus. Strus gets it over to Merrill, swings through to his left, crossing over to his right, being guarded by Dennis Jenkins, who picks his pocket. He's going to go the other way, and he's going to get the easy layup. Dennis Jenkins, defense turning into offense there, getting himself an easy one. Harden bringing it down the other way. He has it up top, being guarded by LeVert. Harden dancing with it, coming to his right, driving it down in the paint, throws it behind the back pass, or over the head pass behind him, over to Mobley. They get it over to Merrill, come back door, kicks it out to Wade for the open three. He can't knock it down. Rebounded by Karis LeVert. LeVert will bring it down, being guarded by Harden, up top to Thompson. Thompson hands it off to Jenkins, coming to his left, off a Duran screen, mid-range pull-up jumper. Dennis Jenkins got it to go, and he's continuing that momentum we talked about. 21-11, a 10-point lead for Detroit here, and James Harden will walk it down the other way. Harden has it up top. Coming to his left, off a Dean Wade screen. Harden, left wing, dances with it against Thompson. Gets it over to Wade. Wade hands it off to Merrill. Coming to his left. Merrill picks up his handle. Got nowhere to go. Swings it out to Mobley. He'll line up a three. Mobley will knock down a three. Big time shot for Evan Mobley there, as momentum was definitely shifting towards Detroit, who is the home team tonight. I don't think we mentioned that. Of course, it's in Detroit. They're the number 1 seed, so the series starts there in Detroit. Thompson gets it over to Duran. High post up top, being guarded by Mobley. Duran is going to use his size and strength to go right through the chest of Mobley. Gets to the rim, can't get the layup to go. Thompson goes over the back of Strus, can't get the rebound, and then it gets fought for and knocked out, and Strus able to recover it. Strus almost walks with it, and he does walk with it, and there goes something on the bingo card. We have a travel. We do have a travel. Strus, 2 lackadaisical there. And where's travel? Right next to the free spot. And Detroit will get possession of the ball back. And Dennis Jenkins will bring it down. Jenkins, Stewart comes into the game for the first time. Jenkins, coming to his right, down the lane, throws up the floater off glass, way off, but that's because he got fouled. No, he didn't get fouled. Stewart gets fouled. And so it's side out of bounds here. But they're in the bonus, so it should be 2 free throws. 4:17 to go. My timer's a little ahead. Jason said, good, I walked away for 2 minutes. What happened? Detroit Pistons happened. They're hooping. They're hooping. So Stewart's at the foul line for 2 free throws. It's not in the act of shooting, but they're in the bonus. So 2 free throws here for Isaiah Stewart. 7-point game. Stewart knocks down the first free throw. Cleveland coming out very, very ice cold from the perimeter. Not knocking down too many threes. At least, actually, the first made 3 went to Evan Mobley here for the Cavs. Oh, no. Second made 3. Mitchell knocked down a 3 to start the game. David Osh Jr. said Mitch needs to practice shooting free throws till he makes 100 and do the same day after day. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. Stewart knocks down both free throws. A little over 4 minutes to go here. Dennis Schroeder will bring it down. Schroeder obviously played, if you guys remember, 4. Mitchell will pull up 3, a deep one straight away, can't get it to go. Dennis Schroeder played for the Pistons last year during that playoff run. So he gets the opportunity to go against his old team. Dennis Jenkins down the lane, school play with the right hand. Dennis Jenkins getting it going. That game 7 as Dennis Jenkins fouls Dennis Schroeder in the backcourt. That game 7 did wonders for Dennis Jenkins' confidence, as he is hooping here against the Cavs in this first quarter here. Michael Mack, what's up, Michael? First-time viewer, appreciate you, brother. Hope you have a good time tonight. We are under 4 minutes to go now. Mobley gets it out to Strus, right wing, inside pass to Mitchell. Mitchell was out of bounds when he caught the ball. Cleveland, 14 points so far, and it's been great defense from Detroit. But my goodness, the shot making and the lackadaisical play from the Cavs is stark. You're in the playoffs. You're in the second round. This is game 1. Show up. Play harder. Look like you're interested in this game right now. Isaiah Stewart has it up top, fakes the handoff, keeps it. He's got nowhere to go. Finally gets it out to Cunningham, being chased by Strus, coming to his right. He puts up the right wing 3. Cade Cunningham coming out, ready to go, firing away. It's a 14 first quarter lead here for the Pistons. Schroeder on the left wing, coming to his right off the Mobley screen. Dennis Schroeder, foul line, pull-up jumper for him. In and out, he can't get it to stay. Thompson the rebound. He's shot out of a cannon. He's pushing the pace. He's driving it down. He leaves it off of LeVert. LeVert back to Thompson. He'll take the baseline. Inside pass. Stewart flips it up and in. As the Cavs just don't get back on defense, and it's 30-14. It's a 15-3 run here for the Pistons. Their defense is leading their offense. Mitchell on the left wing, being guarded by Cunningham, pulls it out, trying to run a pick and roll with Mobley. They ice it, forcing him to the other side. Now coming to his left. They get it over to Mobley. They quickly swing it out to Strus. They run him up the line. He's going to take it to the rim. Tries to finish over Stewart. Can. Rebound. Gets knocked out of bounds by Mobley, and it's going to go back to the Pistons. And the Cavs just not making smart decisions right now, man. Not at all. And as a matter of fact, Kenny Atkinson's going to use another timeout here to give his guys a breather and talk about a couple of things. They got nothing for this Pistons defense right now. Way too lackadaisical with the ball. That last play was a really nice ball movement overall. But then Max Strus can't get the finish over Isaiah Stewart. We have 2:45 to go here. Jelio Smith, tap the like button. Appreciate you, Jelio. Reminding people, if you guys are enjoying the show so far, please go ahead and hit that like button. LaFlame, what's up, LaFlame? Mighty Montreal said, feels like the Cavs have just been lazy all postseason. Out there playing pickup games. They are playing as if this is exhibition regular season basketball. You're in the playoffs, Cleveland. I don't know if you know that. The Pistons definitely know that. They're showing up. They got 30 points with 2:45 to go here in the first. Cleveland, I don't know if they know that. I don't know if they have shown up here. If they knew that they were coming in for a dogfight. And when you come to play against the Pistons, you come to a dogfight. You're going to have to scratch and claw your way to a victory, or at least playing them even. And it is already looking like Orlando gave them more trouble than Cleveland's giving them right now. Now it's first quarter. We'll see how the game continues to play out. Some ice cold shooting for the Cleveland Cavaliers here tonight, but you can't be relying on jump shots all night long. You're going to have to find easy baskets down low. Frank BJ, what's up, Frank? Cavs about to get smoked. Bet they're regretting not getting the 3 seed. I mean, the Knicks had the 3 seed. The Knicks, I don't want to say struggled down the stretch, but it's not like they were world beaters down the stretch. But I don't think the Cavs really had an opportunity to pass them up overall. They would have had to take the regular season a lot more seriously, and they got off to a really slow start, mostly because of a lot of the injuries. The Flea said, yeah, agree, Cavs going through the motion. Yeah, I mean, it's been really good Pistons defense. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to take anything away from the Pistons defense so far. It's been really, really good. But, you know, both teams went to a Game 7. I guess the Pistons had an easier time because they ended up blowing out the Magic. And the Cavs were in an absolute rock fight through the entirety series against the Raptors. But man, this is a tough look for Cleveland to start the game. LaFlame said Cleveland is cooked. You know, possibly. It is the first quarter. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt in terms of them finally knocking down threes and finding a way to claw back into this one. But 16 points is not how you want to start a series. But Sean Edit, what's up, Sean? Not enough time? Or not tough enough? That was my biggest criticism coming into the series, for sure. Agent Super Argo, what's up, Agent? So Orlando was better than Cleveland so far. They're the better matchup. I mean, Cleveland's the better team. They're more talented. They're deeper. But they were the better matchup. And we talked about it in, when we started the stream in the mini pregame. I don't think Cleveland has the physicality to match up against this Pistons team. I don't think they have the physicality to do so. Mighty Montreal said Cavs might be gassed, but oh well, it's the playoffs. Can't take games off. No. You only have 4 possible losses per series. You can't just throw one away because you're tired. Man, wake up. Right? You're going to have to dig deep and find a way. David C., what's up, David? They're not good. They're not a good team. Saw them play against the Raptors. I mean, the Raptors are a decent team. The Cavs definitely shouldn't have had that go to 7 games. That was not a good sign for Cleveland's playoffs hope or finals hope. But they're better than what they've shown so far in this first quarter. Ron Holland is in the game. Back in the rotation after being completely out of the rotation after game 1 against the Magic. Karis LeVert has it up top, being guarded by Merrill, coming to his right off the Duran screen. Now they get over to Cunningham, dancing around the Duran screen. He's going to put up a 3. He's feeling it. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Long rebound to Strus, hands it off to Schroeder. Schroeder bringing it down on the left wing. Dennis Schroeder being guarded by Karis LeVert. Try to get it to Mobley, and he throws it away. Mobley did not get post positioning on Dennis Jenkins. And again, the Pistons just out-muscling them in that spot. How do you not get post positioning on Dennis Jenkins, Evan Mobley? It's a bad pass from Schroeder, too. Dennis Jenkins rushing down LeVert rushing down the other end and missed the layup. They get over to Merrill, they swing it over to Mitchell, they swing it over to Schroeder. He'll take the baseline, gets caught in the air, kicks it out to Strus, an open 3 for Strus, some excellent ball movement, but they can't knock it down. That's the one thing that Cleveland could take away here. They've had some excellent ball movement, they have some open looks from 3, but they're just not knocking them down. But, when the shots aren't going down, you got to find other ways other than avenues to get shots up, to get easy baskets. Duran has it up top off the pass from Jenkins. Duran jab step, mid-range jumper over Mobley. Got it to go for Jalen Duran. I mean, Duran is like, thank goodness the physicality of that Orlando series is over because he had nothing for them. They get over to Mobley, a left wing 3, settling. Can't get it to go off the back of the rim. Why would Mobley settle for that shot? Mobley. Cavs, Cleveland. Why are we settling for so many threes? They get over to Ron Holland. Shoves it over to Duren. Duren, inside pass to Cade Cunningham, flips it up, can't get it to go. He's looking for a foul, he doesn't get it. Here comes Dennis Schroeder bringing it down. Schroeder on the right wing, pulls it back, gets it over to Merrill. Merrill being guarded by LeVert, back to Schroeder being guarded by Jenkins. Schroeder looking down the barrel of his replacement there in Dennis Jenkins. Schroeder pump fakes, spins over to Merrill, down the lane, tries to kick it out to Mobley. Ball gets tipped. Mobley recovers it, down the lane, pump fake, tries to step through, got nowhere to go, kicks it out to Strus. He'll fire up a three, and he'll finally knock one down for Cleveland's sake. My goodness. Puts an end to the run there, and it's a back to 15. And Max Strus picks up a foul in the backcourt, trying to apply some pressure to Cade Cunningham. Michael Larnino, Michael said, I'm waiting for the 10th season of The Bay to come on Tubi to watch the series over again. There you go. There you go. Pickle the Picari, what's up, Pickled? Take off the hat and be real? Do you think my hat makes me not a real person? Detroit, okay, Darren. I told you guys this is going to be a Jalen Duren series as opposed to that Magic series. Michael, Wendell Carter Jr. took the confidence away from Jalen Duren, and he's going to be a lot more confident in this series. Love Flame said Jason Harden looks homeless with that beard. I wouldn't say homeless. Beard is pretty trimmed. Homeless people don't have the beard trimmed. Beard is pretty trimmed. Asian said Harden always disappeared in the playoffs on every team he's played for. Yeah, for the most part. For the most part. They're in the bonus, so Cunningham went to the foul line for two. He knocks down both. We are under a minute to go here. Here comes Dennis Schroeder bringing it down, being guarded by Jenkins. Dennis Schroeder dancing with it, crosses over to his left, down the lane, flips it up, gets fouled by Jenkins. He's going to the foul line for two. Jenkins is upset, pointing at the official. Don't pick up a tech this early. Or maybe do. We have it up on the bingo card. Judge's Dad said, hit the like really quick, please. Appreciate you, Judge's Dad. Appreciate you. User, what's up, user? We're going to need more from Cleveland. Your hat's cool, man. I dig it. Appreciate you, man. Well, appreciate you. Yeah, user, you're going to need more. We're going to need a lot more from Cleveland to make this. I'm rooting, I don't have a vested interest in either one of these teams. I'm rooting for a good game, as good as we can get it. Javonte Green's going to check in here. And Cleveland's not showing up here so far in game one. And I'm not liking it. Dennis Schroeder knocked down the first free throw. He's got one more coming. Goes 2 for 2 from the foul line. 19-34. Cunningham will bring it down against Strus. And we got 40 seconds to go here. Cunningham has it up top being guarded by Strus. They hand it off to LeVert. Strus switches onto him. He's coming to his left off a Duren screen. Trying to get it back to Cunningham. They do. Cunningham pump fakes from three. They swing it out to Javonte Green. A three from him. Off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Duren runs over Schroeder. Knocked the ball loose. Cunningham down the lane. Foul line. Steadies himself. Can't knock down the jumper. Battle for the rebound. Knocked over to Mobley. And they get it over to Schroeder to bring it down. Now they leave it off for Mitchell, who's checked back in. He has it up top. He's going to hold it for what should be the final possession of the quarter. The final shot of the quarter. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds to go. Mitchell calling for a screen from Strus. Crosses over to his left on Holland. Hesitates. Coming to his right. Spins off of him. Foul line. Fall away. Well contested. Gets the friendly bounce off the front of the rim. He gets it to drop down. It's down to 13. 21-34. More than enough time for the Pistons to rush it down. Javonte Green, a three at the buzzer. He got it! Of course he did. Everything going down for Detroit in this first game. They are not even feeling Cleveland's defense out there. That's because Cleveland's not making them feel it. Javonte Green with a big three at the buzzer there to knock it back up to a 16-point lead. 37 first quarter points. Here's the thing. If you're Cleveland and you want to find a bright side here, you look at this first quarter and you go, okay, that's probably the best offensive quarter of the game for the Cavs. And maybe our worst offensive quarter for us, right? That's how you're looking at it for Cleveland after 12 minutes of play so far. And if you're Detroit, you're looking at it like, okay, cool. We got off to a phenomenal start. We're going to keep the pressure on them defensively. We're going to make sure they never get it going. And we're at worst going to hold on to the 16-point lead, if not even extend it, right? But if you're Cleveland, you got to find a way to be like, all right, we're warmed up into the game now. Let's hoop. Let's play. But now you find yourself in the 16-point hole. Detroit boys had still a lot of time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I'm Detroit, the one thing I want to make sure I key on and make sure is that I keep putting the pressure on their shooters so that they don't get open looks and that they don't get comfortable from three. But 16-point hole after one is not where you want to be. Dennis Schroeder. Morty Man said Dennis Schroeder on his 12th team in his 13 years in the league. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. M. Whaley, what's up, Whaley? Where's Spider-Man? I mean, he's one of the only guys to show up today here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's got 9 points. Like, yeah, he needs more. He's 4 for 8 from the field, could be more efficient, but, like, nobody else is really doing much. Schroeder's got 2 points from the foul line. Strus hit 1 3. Mobley's 2 for 4 for 5 points. He can do more. Yeah. Isaiah Garner said Cade will hunt Harden and Mitchell. He will. That's not always going to work out, but Cade obviously 10 points, only 1 assist for Cade Cunningham. And again, this is the number that I always watch for Cade because obviously we know he could be a 20 and 10 guy and is a 20 and 10 guy every single night. But if you could limit this and force Cade Cunningham to focus more on shooting and scoring, he took 8 shots in that first quarter, and try to take everything away from everybody else, usually that'll put you in a good spot. Detroit will run out of offense because Cade Cunningham, one player can't beat you. Especially a guy with a iffy, inconsistent jump shot. Sometimes he's hitting, sometimes he's not. So far tonight he's hitting. But if you could force Cade Cunningham to focus more on scoring rather than playmaking and keep his teammates as leveled out as you can, that'll give you your best opportunity to beat this Pistons team. Unfortunately for them, Cade Cunningham's going. He's not even doing majority of the playmaking, and guys are still getting their shots off. So, Kanyon Pepper said, is James Harden going to ask for another trade at the end of the year? No. He usually asks for trades come trade deadline. He really puts the pressure on teams. Jelio Smith says, Spider has shown up. Mobley needs to just be more aggressive. That's always been an issue with Mobley. TT in the morning said, oh boy, Cavs are in trouble if we are hitting buzzer beaters. Yeah, if those 3-point shots are going down like that to guys like Javonte Green, it's going to be a long night for Cleveland. Detroit's just not feeling Cleveland's defense. Cleveland is not applying pressure to them right now. Mighty Montreal said, please, Cleveland, I thought we were done with these blowouts after round 1. Are we about to see Philly Cavs and the Lakers get blown out in game 1? Possibly. There's a possibility that we only have one interesting game 1 so far, and that was between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. But hopefully not. Hopefully Cleveland finds a way to at least make this interesting. They put Jalen Tyson in the game. He's going to get a crack here at Cunningham. Harris has it up top, being guarded by Mitchell. They get it over to Cunningham in the post, being guarded by Tyson. Tyson only a second-year player. They're showing multiple bodies to Cade Cunningham in the post, backing down at the foul line, pump fake, fall away. Created just enough space, but he can't knock down the shot. Battle for the rebound. Mobley rips it down. And now here comes Mitchell bringing it down the other way. Mitchell up top being picked up by All-Star Thompson. We know All-Star Thompson's a hound defensively. Mitchell on the right wing, crosses over on Javonte Green, throws up the floater, got it to go. And again, creating something out of nothing. Donovan Mitchell's doing a whole lot of that tonight. And here comes All-Star Thompson bringing it down. Thompson gets it over to Cunningham, curling off a couple of screens, Euros down the lane. He throws up the floater himself. He can't get it to go. Battle for a loose ball rebound. Mobley pulls it down and gets fouled by Thompson. That is 2 fouls on Thompson, I think. No, only the first foul on All-Star Thompson there. Joseph Taylor said it's early in the game. We're coming back. I hope so. Mr. Nixon, what's up, Mr. Nixon? Calling it out, Pistons versus Knicks? Probably. Thomas Bryant is in the game. Schroeder blows past Javonte Green in the lane, gets it over to Bryant, and he knocks down a floater. Interesting Thomas Bryant rotation here. Interesting. 12-point game. Here comes All-Star Thompson bringing it down against Mobley. In and out dribble, coming to his right. Nobody steps up to guard him. He knocks down the reverse layup over Thomas Bryant. Beautiful move for All-Star Thompson there. And it's back to 14. Here comes Schroeder pushing it down on the right wing, picked up by Javonte Green. Schroeder's going to dance with it, crosses over to his right, down the lane, blown past the defense scoop layup. Can't get it to go for Dennis Schroeder, just smoking a layup there. Here comes Tobias Harris, bringing it down, picked up by Mobley, has it on the right wing, coming to his left, pulls it back out. Now he's going to isolate. A lot of standing around for the Pistons. Mobley with Chagal, one-on-one isolated against Harris. Step back, gets caught in the air, kicks it out. Javonte Green sneaks over to the corner, wide open 3, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Tyson. And he throws it away as All-Star Thompson almost got the steal, but they knock it over. Thomas Bryant does a good job knocking it over to his teammate. Mitchell crosses over on Cunningham, taking the baseline, keeping the Nash dribble alive, pulls it out, gets it out to Schroeder. Schroeder up top, being guarded by Thompson. Jab step. Kicks it over to Mitchell, attacking to his right, pulls it back, being guarded by Thompson, and a foul on All-Star Thompson. That's 2 fouls on Thompson there. Thompson can at times be a bit of a foul magnet, picking up reckless fouls, but it's what makes him so great defensively. So he's going to have to continue to keep that pressure going here against the Cavs ball handlers. Beer Battered Gummy Shark, what's up, Beer Battered? I knew the Sixers trading Bridges on draft night for Sesame Seed Boy would come back to bite us. Crazy. What was his name? Crazy to call Zaire Smith that, brother. They get it into Tyson, hand it off to Mitchell. I thought Zaire Smith was gonna make for a nice, solid NBA player, and that just did not pan out. Mitchell on the left wing being guarded by Stewart. Rhythm dribble, step back, left wing three. Mitchell got it to go. And Donovan Mitchell is the only guy showing up here for Cleveland, man. We're going to get a timeout from Detroit. We're going to get a timeout from Detroit there. Donovan Mitchell making an 11-point game. If it weren't for Donovan Mitchell having an excellent start to this game right now, if he was just had like an 8-9-point game right now, it would obviously be a much larger lead for Detroit, obviously. It's an 11-point lead right now. So with Donovan Mitchell with 14 points, he's got half his team points. Half of the points for the Cleveland Cavaliers coming from one guy is not really particularly a good sign. Nobody else really getting it going right now. Dave Del Rosario, what's up, Dave? Pistons will win this one. It's looking like it. Looking like it. Keith Modeste, what's up, Keith? J3, what's up, Jay? Lionel Moniz, what's up, Lionel? I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. Rose said, didn't the Cavs practice? I don't know. I don't think either team practiced. Once you get to the playoffs, there really are no practices. What are we practicing? That's what the regular season was for, to practice. Now you're in the playoffs. Now it's about playing your game, getting your rest and your treatment, recuperating for the next one, and then playing the game. That's all we have in the playoffs now. Nobody's practicing, right? There are shoot-arounds in which we all go to the gym and we go through some of the concepts that we're going to be utilizing in the next game. We shoot some shots. We take our free throws. We go through our own personal routines, working out with assistants and whatnot to make sure we're in shape and ready to go and still in rhythm. But there is no more practice. We're past practice at this point. Just that said, happy Cinco de Mayo. I forgot it is Cinco de Mayo, and yesterday was Star Wars Day, right? May the 4th. J3, what's up, Jay? The Pistons have really been through the wars. If the Knicks get to the next round, it will be a war. Yeah, it will indeed. It will indeed. East Bay Verge, what's up, East Bay? Rose said, meant warm up before the game. I see. Yeah, supposedly, right? Supposedly they did. I would hope so, Rose. I would hope they did. But it's not looking likely. It looks like maybe only Donovan Mitchell was the only guy to show up to warm-ups. You're right. Whaley said, Cleveland needs to check their shores. Are they scared or what? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have career playoff dropper here, James Harden, that they're going to be relying on. We'll see what he's got in this series. They're throwing Thomas Bryant in there. Interesting. Okay. Dennis Schroeder's 0 for 2. He smoked a layup. Brother got a knock and missed a wide-open mid-range shot. Jalen Tyson just got into the game. He snagged the rebound. That's about it so far. As for the Pistons, everybody getting on in the action. Harris with 6. Cunningham leading the way with 10. Only 1 assist for Cunningham. Again, watching this number right here. If this number doesn't grow, and he, is more so looking for shots, 10 points on 10 shot attempts, not great. 3 for 10 from the field for Cade Cunningham. Then Cleveland's going to find a way to crawl back into this one. It's an 11-point game. Obviously, it's not a blowout yet, but all the momentum leaning towards Detroit right now. But it's, 7-1 quarter so far? Harden didn't have no great game yet in the playoffs. Nope. I wouldn't say any game he's played has been great. I agree with that. Beer Batted Gummy Shark said, we're talking about practice. Practice, not the game. Yeah, we talking about practice. Ty Eagle said, where's James Harden? Is it early Groundhog Day? We know James Harden not showing up. I'd be more surprised if he did show up than if he didn't. Just that said, have to do layup lines. Shout out Mikal Bridges. They got to find a way to get to the layup lines. Miles Mason, what's up, Miles? Do you think Evan Mobley is the greatest basketball player of all time or not? Probably not, brother. Probably not. Durston said, hey, Chef, how are you? I'm good, Durston. How you doing, brother? Here we go. We're back into it. 9:30 to go. Cunningham has it up top, being guarded by Tyson. Jab step, coming to his left, swinging it back to his right hand. Inside pass to Thompson. Spins off the defender in the lane, leaves it off for Stewart, and a two-handed slam for Isaiah Stewart. Again, if Thompson wants to shoot a little fall-away jumper, I don't care if he's 7 feet away from the basket. Let him shoot that. Don't allow him to give a drop-off pass and get bailed out on possibly shooting a little fall-away jumper. Harden coming to his left of the screen. He's got space coming down the lane. Gets stripped out of bounds. And Harden had a wide-open lane to the basket and just gets stripped by Cade Cunningham. That's good defense from Cunningham. Terrible offense from Harden. Here comes Cunningham bringing it down the other way, being guarded by Tyson. Cunningham has it up top. Spinning to his right. Coming off a Stewart screen. And that's a screen on Stewart. Tyson and Thomas Bryant hyped up about it. All right, you're down by 13, guys. Let's string some stops and scores together. Mighty Montreal. Harden is actually in a club somewhere as we speak. He isn't playing tonight. He's got his body double out there. His stunt double is out there playing the game for him. Harden has it up top, coming to his right, hesitates, picks his handle up, gets it inside Thomas Bryant, gets blocked at the rim, but fouled. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. And Thomas Bryant hyped up, and Donovan Mitchell's like, okay, buddy, okay, we're in the second quarter of game 1, big dog. I appreciate the hype, but like, let's lock in, make some good plays here. So Thomas Bryant's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. He's making some plays, though. He's bringing the energy. All right, if I'm Donovan Mitchell, don't try to not hype me up. Let me be hyped. If you're not going to be just as hyped as me, like, all right, I hate that. I actually hate that leadership from Donovan Mitchell there. A coach's challenge here. On the replay they showed, I didn't look too closely at it, but it looked like a foul. I don't know about this challenge right here. So we'll either have a successful challenge or a failed challenge, which will help our bingo card. Either Dennis Castro or Denise Castro. I think it's Denise. What's up, Denise? Or Dennis? Denise? I think it's Denise. I betted Harden for 3 rebounds. I'm good. I'm rooting for you. He does have 3 rebounds now. Bernard Johnson said, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Bernard, how you doing, brother? Jelio said, Harden playing like booty cheeks right now. Yeah. Yeah, not showing up. 2 points, 1 for 3 from the field right now. And a couple of turnovers. Not looking good. Jason said, Cade 3 for 10 and y'all down by 13. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. Not a good look at all. And only 1 assist. So it's not like he's also getting his teammates completely involved. The All-Star Thompson is doing a lot of the work. He's got 3, 5, and 4. He might be on triple-double watch at this point. Isaiah Gardner said, this is why Mitchell hasn't got to the second round. His leadership ain't good and making his teammates better. I mean, I kind of agree with you, Isaiah Gardner. Like I said, like Thomas Bryant came into the game, ton of energy, like a ball of fire. And that's part of the reason they threw him in the game. Just bring energy and fire. Because clearly this team did not come out with the energy and fire that they need. Looking at you, Evan Mobley and James Harden and Jared Allen. And Thomas Bryant and Jalen Tyson, like they're hyped. They're hyping each other up. They're screaming. They're dapping it up. And while, yeah, you look at it from the outside looking in, you're like, all right, it's a little extra, brother. Start of the second quarter, you're down by 13. Maybe calm it down. From the outside looking in, you do that. But as a teammate, like even if I'm not going to join in on the hyping up because I'm a star player, I'm nodding to Thomas Bryant and I'm going, all right, brother, yeah, keep doing you. You're getting yourself to the foul line. You just snagged the rebound there. Like, yeah, you got an offensive rebound. You got fouled. There you go. Like you do you. Yeah, keep that going. You give everybody else energy. Me, I'm going to keep doing my job. I, as the leader, have to be calm, cool, and collected. But you need to bring the energy. Don't tell him to calm down. Don't tell Thomas Bryant to calm down. That's what makes Thomas Bryant a viable NBA player, is having the energy. Let him do him. Don't take that away from him. That's what gives Thomas Bryant a superpower. That's what makes him an NBA player. If he didn't have that mentality and that energy that he's bringing to the game right now, he would have been out of the league a long time ago. He's not in the league because he's super skilled, I'll tell you that. Derek Young said James Harden struggling. Tale as old as time. We knew this. Freeway Hustler said that was a bozo move from by Mitchell. I just don't like. What is the benefit of that? What is the benefit of that? I guess he's saying like, hey, let's keep our heads cool here. But like that's your job as a leader to keep your head cool. Allow the hustle and energy guy to bring hustle and energy, you know? Benzino said Cade's a much better leader than Mitchell. I tend to think Cade Cunningham's one of the better leaders in the NBA in general. So I'm agree with that. Oh, they used the challenge so that they could save the foul from Thompson. So that would have been Thompson's 3rd foul. I think they're going to pull this way and make it 2, and they changed the foul. So it's a successful challenge, but it transfers over to Tobias Harris. So it's still 2 free throws for, or is that his 3rd foul and it could have been Thompson's 4th foul? We'll see if this number changed. I think they're going to change this back to 2, but we'll see. Thomas Bryant knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. That is a successful challenge, technically. And where is that on our bingo card? We have failed challenge and successful challenge, and that's up here. We do have logo 3 as well. That Javonte Green 3 at the end of the first quarter buzzer. I'm going to give it to him. That's a logo 3. I'm going to give it to him. All right, here we go. Thomas Bryant knocked down both free throws. I want to lock him back in. It's an 11-point game again. Dennis Jenkins over to Robinson. Gets it back to Jenkins. He's being guarded by Keon Ellis, who was pulled from the rotation in the previous series, getting another opportunity here. They get it on a flare screen from Duncan Robinson, curling out to the wing. An over-the-top pass gets a wide-open three, and he knocks it down. Not good defense from Cleveland at all. Not communicating any off-ball actions here for the Pistons. They're getting very easy opportunities. Similar situation. Max Strus fires away from the right wing and an assist to James Harden there. Just a little pick and pop and flares out for Max Strus there, and he gets a three on the right wing. And that's back to 11. Anything you can do, I can do better offense. A 3 for a 3. And Jenkins will walk it down the other way. He's being guarded by Ellis. Jenkins gets it over to Tobias Harris in the post, being guarded by Strus. He spins towards the baseline. He puts up the jumper. In and out, can't get it to stay. Stewart, the offensive rebound. He's going to pull it out, hands it off to Robinson. He's going to pump fake, sets himself, fires from 3. Fly-by defense from James Harden. Misses it. Harris, the offensive rebound. Out to Stewart, back to Harris. Harris being guarded by Thomas Bryant. Jab step, coming to his left. Down the lane, throws up the lefty floater. Can't get it to go. No fouls called. Keon Ellis comes flying in, picks up the loose ball rebound. Good boxing out from the Cavs' other players. They hit it over to Strus. Strus back to Harden. Harden up top, being guarded by Duncan Robinson. He crosses over, down the lane, leans in, looking for the foul. He draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. Harden just throws himself into the body of Duncan Robinson and flails to the floor. Robinson can't believe the foul call, but James Harden, a professional flopper, one of those guys who knows how to get himself to the rim. Derek Young said, think James Harden gets 15 points? I think James Harden will go on a bit of a run here. We know he has a legendary playoff dropper moments, but we also have seen him play good games in the playoffs. I don't expect him to play well in like elimination games, and this is game 1, so I'm not too concerned with Harden showing up and having some life in this playoff series, but we'll see. We'll see. I do think he can get to 15. I don't think that is too crazy there. Freeway Hustler said, I'll take that energy on the Knicks bench any day. I kind of like Thomas Bryant's energy a lot too. I don't know if he's going to crack the rotation from the Knicks, but the energy would be welcome. Harden knocks down both free throws, and it's a 9-point game. They got themselves to single digits again. Okay. Is my timer still going? Timer's still going. We got 7:20 to go. My timer's a minute ahead, but we'll catch up. Chaos Kid, what's up, Chaos Kid? They get over to Cunningham, who's back in the game, being guarded by Tyson. Coming to his left, up top to Jenkins. Pump fake, jab step back 3. Comes up short, rebounded by Tyson. They hand it off to Harden. Here come the Cavs. Stops and scores. Can they combine it with another score? They get over to Tyson, who pumps fakes from 3, being guarded by Cunningham. Harden gets Cade Cunningham switched onto him, so Harden's going to pull it out. Harden's going to come to his left, off the screen, driving it down against Stewart, picks up his handle, sees a triple team, kicks it out. Max Strus, an open left wing 3, comes up short on it. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of the air, gets it knocked over to Cunningham, and Cunningham gets it over to All-Star Thompson, who'll bring the ball down. Thompson on the left wing, being picked up by Thomas Bryant. Thompson's going to look to attack in the lane, pump fake, leans in, layup, gets it to go for All-Star Thompson. Usually you want All-Star Thompson attacking like that and looking for his own offense rather than just kind of hanging out and looking to play the dunker spot. But in that scenario, not good enough defense from Thomas Bryant there. Harden's going to cross over on Harris the other way, inside, mishandles the ball, knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay here with the Cavs at least. But a couple of rough moves from James Harden there. East Bay Verse said OKC versus LA game is starting soon. Why are they overlapping games? I don't know, East Bay Verge. If it were, I would be covering that game if we could, because I would like to at least, even though I'm not very interested in that series, I would at least try to cover every single game of the series. They get in Thomas Bryant for a 3. Can't get it to go. Ellis knocks the rebound out to Harden. Good effort from Keon Ellis there. Extra pass over to Ellis, being guarded by Cunningham. Over to Thomas Bryant, out to Harden, being guarded by Thompson. Harden calling for a screen. A lot of standing around. Not enough time in the shot clock to just stand around here. Harden's going to have to isolate against Thompson. Pump fakes, puts up the 3. Air ball. Harden looking for a foul call. He doesn't get it. He's annoyed and frustrated at the lack of foul call in that possession there, but it's not a foul, James Harden. It's not a foul. And the ball's going to go back to the Pistons here. Shah El Hazari. What's up, Shah? Or Sal? What's up, Sal? I alienated myself from the other stream, but I like this stream better. More impartial. Appreciate you. I don't know what other stream I'm talking about, but I appreciate you for hanging out with us here tonight. Cunningham swings it out to Harris. I remember you from the other night. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're having a good time. Durnan has it up top, being guarded by Thomas Bryant. They kick it up top to Thompson. Off the missed 3 from Harris. They grab the offensive rebound. Extra pass back to Harris. A wide open right corner 3, and this time he knocks it down. Too many open looks for the Pistons, just out hustling the Cavs here. And Strus will bring the ball down. Harden doesn't want any part of having the ball in his hands right now. Now they get it to Harden up top. He's being guarded by Thompson. Wants to run a pick and roll with Tyson here, coming to his right. They're going to switch it. He pulls it out. He's being guarded by Tobias Harris. Harden going to isolate. This is not great offense here for the Cavs. Harden, in and out dribble. Duren switched onto him. Harden walks into a pull-up three. He comes up well short, barely grazes the front of the rim. Thompson picks up the shallow rebound. Harden in the backcourt. Thompson blows right past him. Bullet pass inside the Duren, being guarded by Strus. Bullies his way to the basket. Gets fouled. He's going to the foul line for two. And Duren just big boying them in the paint. I don't understand what happened to Jared Allen. Is there an injury we don't know about? There has to be an injury we don't know about, right? David M. What's up, David M.? The play-by-play is still on point, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Fung Pei. What's up, Fung Pei? Excuse me. Thunder Pride. What's up, Thunder Pride? He said thunder up. Should be another sweep here for you guys. Duren misses the first free throw. Jelio Smith said he has 3 fouls? Okay. Okay, you're going to play... Okay. I don't remember him picking up 3 fouls that early. My goodness. How many minutes has he played so far? Jared Allen picked up 3 fouls in 6 minutes? I mean, at this point, if you're going to foul out, I got to get you back in the game at some point. You're going to go the entirety of the first half? You're going to go 19 minutes or 18? I can't do math. 18 minutes without Jared Allen? What are we doing? What are we doing? Cavazos Rodriguez. What's up, Cavazos? Need Duren for 8 rebounds? I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. JLV said, how many fouls now for both teams? Total fouls for both teams, we have 7 fouls for the Cavs and 9 fouls for the Pistons there. Anybody in foul trouble for the Pistons? Duncan Robinson has 3. Thompson has 2. Jenkins has 2. So nobody really too deep into foul trouble. And then for the Cavs here, we just talked about Jared Allen has 3 fouls. Harden with 1. Max Strus with 2. Really the only thing of note there. JR does YouTube. What's up, JR? Can I get a shout out? My name is Jesse. Shout out my guy Jesse. What's up, brother? Mark said Allen needs to be in this game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree. 6 minutes is just not going to cut it. Like Duncan Robinson's out there with the 3 fouls. Is he out there right now? No, he's to the bench now. But, you know, Duren does knock down the second free throw. I know it's a tough situation to be in because you're like, I'd rather save his other 3 fouls for the second half at this point, and you're just trying to survive this, but you got 35 points with 5 minutes to go here. Harden is steps on the half-court line trying to bring the ball down against Cade Cunningham, so it's an over and back after he passed the half-court line, so essentially steps out of bounds. It's a backcourt violation. Not a backcourt violation, but he steps on the backcourt line. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing, James Harden? I want to talk about James Harden no-show. He is a James Harden no-show. 1 for 5 from the floor for 4 points and a couple of bad turnovers. 4:40 to go here. Cunningham gives it over to Jenkins. Jenkins at the foul line. Gets it over to Duren. Duren up top. Pulls it out, being guarded by Mobley. Swings it out to Dennis Jenkins. Dennis Jenkins driving it down. Shovels it inside to Thompson. 2-handed slam. I mean, this is just too easy for the Pistons. This is just too easy. They are picking apart this Cavs team right now. Harden in and out dribble coming to his right. He loses the handle on the ball, and he shoves it over to Mobley, and he's going to run over to the corner. He wants nothing to do with the ball right now. They hand it off to Strus. He pump fakes. They swing it out to Harden. He's going to fire up another 3. He's been off all night, but he finally gets one to go down there. It's back to 14 after it was up to 17 there. Or back to 14. Yeah, after it was 17 off the Harden 3 there. So now Thompson has it up top, being guarded by Mitchell. They get it to Harris in the post, being guarded by Strus. Backing him down. Backing him down, backing him down, leans in, draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. Max Strus can't believe the call. Under 4 to go. Ben Wallace looking like a sensei, a little bit. Gray hair, making him look wise over there. Shot Collars, what's up, Shot Collars? How about them Knicks in game 1? Was a good time, brother. Was a good time. Bill Flea said weird cast of players. It is a pretty weird cast of players, I agree. JR Rhodes, or JR does. Pistons in 5? I mean, that is, given the Cavs one game, is the way this game is going. It's not looking likely. But obviously, it's a 14-point game. It's not a complete blowout. Cavs hanging in there despite the lack of Jared Allen being available with the 3 fouls. Harris misses the first free throw, does knock down the second one. It's back to 15. Donovan Mitchell's going to bring it down. If they can get this hovering around 10 going into the second half, not a horrible first half. Mitchell's going to dance around a Mobley screen, coming to his left in the paint, swings it out to Keon Ellis, a right wing 3 for him. He rattles it in. 3 starting to fall down here for the Cavs. They're hanging around. It's a 12-point game. It's not awful, despite the fact that it feels awful for Cleveland right now. Jalen Duren has it up top, crosses over, dribbles it off his own foot. Ellis is going to pick up the loose ball. He's going to try and go all the way to the rim, gets chased down, blocked by All-Star Thompson, and now here comes Harris bringing it down the other way. Excellent defense there from an effort from All-Star Thompson there. Harris misses the floater. Duren can't get the tip. Mobley rips down the rebound. Here comes Harden. Harden up top being guarded by Thompson. Coming to his left. Gets the ball knocked out of his hands by Tobias Harris. And over and over and over again, James Harden just weak and lackadaisical with the ball in this game right now, man. See the replay on the chase down block from Thompson. That's clean. That's LeBron in his prime-esque type of chase down block right there. My goodness. They get it into Mobley, who knocks down the 3. We talked about this after the first quarter where they had decently clean looks from 3 and they missed them. Came out ice cold. Starting to knock down a couple of threes here. A 9-1 run for Cleveland and they get it back to 9. Under 3 to go. Duren has it up top being guarded by Mobley. They hand it off to Cunningham being guarded by Wade. Dancing around a Duren screen. Kicks it out to Danis Jenkins. Jenkins being guarded by Ellis. Danis Jenkins coming to his left off the screen. He's got a wide open lane to the basket. Gets stripped by Harden. Good defense there from James Harden. Hit ahead to Mitchell. Mitchell will bring it down, being guarded by Thompson. He'll be picked up by him. Nope. Danis Jenkins will pick him up, and they'll wave Thompson over to Harden. So Mitchell up top with the ball, coming to his right. Tries to throw the pocket pass to Mobley, and Mobley doesn't roll to the rim. He popped instead. Miscommunication between the 2 stars, and Mobley out in transition, forced to foul Cade Cunningham, sending him to the foul line for 2. Mark said 3 on Max Strus. 3 on Max Strus. I mean, they have the luxury of bringing in Dean Wade. This is why you try to build as deep of a team as you can. Stersha said feels over. It feels over, and yet it's a 9-point game. Cunningham's at the foul line for 2 here. So if anything, if I'm Cleveland, I'm feeling decent about that. As Cunningham misses the first free throw, he's got one more coming. I'm feeling decent about that if I'm Cleveland. I'm like, look, y'all, we played terrible in the first half. Our defense was bad, and our offense, we missed a bunch of open looks. If I'm Cleveland going at halftime here, obviously they have to either keep it hovering around this 10-point game or obviously cut it closer. But if I'm Cleveland and this is what we're walking at halftime around, I'm feeling all right. Not a great half from them at all, and it's only a 10-point game. Cade Cunningham does knock down the second free throw at least, getting it back to a 10-point game, and 2:15 to go. Harden up top, coming to his right. Picks up his handle inside. Mobley against Duren. Stops, turns, spins, kicks it back out to Harden. Harden being guarded by Cunningham, coming to his left off a Mobley screen. Harden picks up his handle, tries to get it out. Mitchell lost the ball. Terrible pass from Harden yet again. Hit ahead to Ron Holland. Euros down the lane, draws the foul, gets a layup and 1 for Ron Holland. Ron Holland back in the rotation after going MIA in the series against Orlando to the point where their head coach had to pull him from the rotation completely. Funke said, but Dean Wade on the Cavs is messing up bad? I don't think Dean Wade's messing up bad. He's just not really doing anything. I wouldn't say he's messing up. Jay said, honestly, they almost did. Sixers only played half a game. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I think that's from Beer Battered Gummy Shark. Holland misses his and 1 free throw, under 2 to go here. Hit ahead to Mitchell. Mitchell on the left wing, being guarded by Cunningham, crosses over to his left, spins, gets it out to Mobley. He'll line up a 3. Mobley has knocked down 2 threes tonight, misses that 3 right there. Rebounded to Harris, here comes Cunningham. Cunningham will bring it down. Cunningham up top, being guarded by Dean Wade. Dancing with it, coming to his right, crossing over to his left. Dean Wade rips the ball out of his hands. Good defense from Wade. Here comes Mitchell, bringing it down. 1:30 to go. Keep this around 10 if you're the Cavs. Mitchell on the left wing, being guarded by Holland. Drives it down, takes a bump, kicks it out to Wade. Extra pass to Harden. He'll try to drive it down. He'll draw a foul on Ron Holland. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. Beer Battered Gummy Shark said, hindsight, Sixers with 1 full days of rest. Might as well have sat Maxey and Embiid in PG game 1. Play the young guys, start fresh game 2. It's the playoffs. You can't give away games. You can't just say, Oh yeah, let's give away game 1 and rest up for the next possible 6. This might not go 6 if you give away 1 game. Scoreboard said Cleveland has 2 curses on the same team, Harden and Mitchell, if the Pistons lose this. Jason said, honestly, they almost did, but the Sixers only played half a game. Yeah, that's what that was in reference to. Absolutely. Yeah, pretty much. Harden knocks down both free throws. It's back to 10. I said around 10 going into halftime would be solid for Cleveland here. But now, at this point, the goalpost is changing. If you can get this under 10 going into halftime, you got to feel pretty good about that. Cunningham down the lane, tries to get it over to Holland. He cut when he should have stayed out on the perimeter, and it's a bad pass from Cunningham to get it over to Harden. He puts up the left wing 3, comes up well short, rebounded by Harris. You got to get to the rim on that one, James Harden. Hit ahead, Cunningham loses the handle, picks it up, gets caught in the air, and turns it over. And the Cavs get it right back. Harden bringing it down the other way, and Dennis Jenkins strips him from behind. Harden rips it away, gets it out to Mitchell. Left corner 3 falling out of bounds. He comes up short. Why are you heaving up these threes from Cleveland? Terrible shots. Terrible. Here comes Harris bringing it down. He has it up top. Gets it over to Duren. Duren gets it over to Cunningham on the right wing, being guarded by Wade. Coming to his left. He puts up the 3. Looks like Wade got a piece of it, and they call a foul on Dean Wade. And that's 3 free throws for Tobias Harris. Michael Mack, he said, enjoy the energy here. You know your stuff. Appreciate you, Michael. Appreciate you, man. We're just out here having fun watching some basketball together. How many times have I mentioned James Harden either struggling with his handle or getting the ball knocked out of his hands or throwing a bad lackadaisical pass? He's just not playing this. This is a playoff game. I guess for his standards he is, because he has these moments where he doesn't play well in the playoffs, but it's been stark. It has been a stark contrast with how much Cleveland is playing with force versus Detroit playing with like this passiveness, especially from Harden. It's just a stark contrast. And if that continues throughout the series, they're going to be trouble. It's going to be trouble, man. Alex Jude, what's up, Alex? Cavs are a second half team. That's fair, but if you dig yourself into too large of a hole against a good team like the Pistons, it doesn't matter how well you play in the second half. If Detroit can just hold serve, like playing from behind is exhausting. Exhausting. 30 seconds to go. Mitchell will bring it down. Cunningham knocks down all 3 of his free throws. 59-46. Mitchell up top being guarded by Ron Holland. Mitchell crosses over to his left. Double crossover on LeVert after he switched onto him. Out to Harden. Harden extra pass to Ellis. Ellis pump fakes. Jab step. Coming to his left. He puts up the 3 over Cunningham. Can't get it to go. Dean Wade. Rebound goes right over his head. Here comes Cunningham pushing it the other way. They get over to Harris. Harris hop step. Puts up the straightaway 3 at the buzzer. He can't get it to go. And that'll be the end of our first half right there. It's a 13-point game. It's not the worst thing in the world, but you definitely wanted at least a 10-point game, if not a single-digit game. If you're Cleveland, like I said, the goalpost moved once you got it to 10 there. And they heaved up a couple of horrendous threes at the end of the first half marker there. I mean, just bad decision-making, a bad offense. You can't settle for those shots. You have the Pistons scrambling off of like these offensive rebound situations or these loose ball situations where you regain possession, and the Pistons are scrambling around now. You have to take advantage of that. You bail them out by shooting off-balance threes, quick catch-and-fire threes off balance, just because you have a little bit of space. Attack. Force them to collapse again and then kick it out, because now they're already scrambled. Now they're mismatched. Now they have to be extra in their communication, and then you can catch them lacking and then find a better look from 3. The shot clock wasn't even winding down, really, on any of those possessions, because, again, it was like a loose ball situation or off an offensive rebound, and they're just rushing it. They're playing afraid of this Pistons defense, afraid of the Pistons physicality, and I don't really like the way the Cavs have come out here in this game 1. Now I know Cavs fans, like they said in the chat already, the Cavs are a second half team. Sure, it's only a 13-point game. I don't want it to make it seem like it's out of the realm of possibility that Cleveland can make a comeback here tonight. As a matter of fact, I expect Cleveland to at least get this to be a close game in the second half here, but I thought really bad process for Cleveland in that first half, which led to the 13-point lead. This should probably be like a 7-point lead, right? Maybe a 6-point lead. Maybe that's asking too much of Cleveland, but really bad process offensively, man. Don't like it at all. Mark said, I'm not counting out the Lakers. LeBron is hooping. They'll take this farther than 4. I think LeBron's... It took a lot of that... he's 41. It took a lot out of him in round one against the Rockets. I know Austin Reeves is back, but that Rockets team is not on a string. They're a bit dysfunctional. I just, maybe they get one. Maybe LeBron digs deep into his bag and he's able to pull off one victory. That's fine. Maybe Thunder in 5. But I don't think it's going to be anything beyond that. Mark said, Cavs are better than Orlando, right? They have far more talent than Orlando. Far more talent, who has far more experience in the playoffs. I mean, how many years now has Mobley been in the playoffs? Jared Allen's been in the playoffs. Harden, obviously, as an older star on the decline of his career, has been in the playoffs. Mitchell, multiple playoff series where he's made deep playoff runs. Well, not deep playoff runs. The farthest he's been is the second round here. But you got all these vets who've been here before, who's competed at the highest level, who should know what it takes from a physicality, from a mental preparation aspect, and yet the Pistons are the ones coming out with their hair on fire as if like, oh, this is a playoff game, we have to show up. Where the Cavs are just sitting back and Harden very lackadaisical with the ball. And again, we know this of James Harden. We know. But man. Mark said, we thought Orlando was dysfunctional too. Yeah, fair. I think that had to do a little bit more with the Pistons as well. Not being prepared for that series and maybe thinking, oh, that's a dysfunctional Orlando team, we're good, and then getting shell-shocked a bit. That series should not have gone 7, especially with, Franz Wagner went down when they went up 3-1, and then he didn't play the rest of the series, so I get it. But, listen, Orlando's already fired their coach, so maybe they were dysfunctional, and the Stars just said, screw it, we're going to show up. Freeway Hustler, what's up, Freeway? Where's tough guy Harden that showed up against RJ? Harden looks afraid out there right now, man. He is not confident in anything he's doing. Scoreboard said, if I were Embiid, I would do my thing, but not before Maxey, Edgecombe, and George. Embiid is defensive liability, but please continue letting Embiid be the superstar. I hope so. Keep giving that man the ball, and hopefully the Knicks just allow him to shoot those mid-range jumpers, and he continues to brick them. Even if he knocks him down, keep letting them shoot those mid-range jumpers. That's fine. It's perfectly fine in my book. Keep Maxey standing on the wing doing nothing. Keep Edgecombe over in the corner. Keep Paul George over in the corner. I'm good with that. Mark said Hardy can't run the floor anymore. I mean, not with his mentality and work ethic at this point in his career. I mean, I don't know what kind of shape he keeps himself in, but you could tell he's got no burst. He's got no burst to him anymore. For the record, what's up for the record? Far more talent than Orlando, but less grit and fight. Yeah, and that's why I phrase it that way. When if we want to talk about like what's the better team, well, the Cavs have more talent, but I'm not sure they're better than Orlando per se. Because they're not showing up right now. And again, it's a 13-point game, and we could talk all we want about how Cleveland played poorly. We could also give credit to Detroit's defense, of course. Detroit has definitely brought it defensively. Again, they're wearing James Harden down with a lot of this ball pressure here. But they're just the mentality, the way they come out is not a good sign. It's 13, and if they change it in the second half, cool. Hopefully we get a good game. That's what I'm rooting for. But man. Brew Nation, what's up, Brew Nation? Jason said, Harden in the playoffs plays like he's jealous of the guys in Cancun. That is hilarious. That's funny. Leonage? What's up, Lay? Where's Jared Allen at? Jared Allen played 6 minutes, picked up 3 fouls. We didn't see him the rest of the first half. Which at some point, you got to throw your guy back out there and be like, hey, man, don't get another foul. Which I guess is difficult to do in a game against the Pistons because they're so physical. You're probably going to pick up another foul. But 3 fouls in 6 minutes, I mean, shout out to Detroit Pistons getting him in the foul trouble that early. But my goodness, Jared Allen, can you stay in the game, big dog? Mighty Montreal said, Harden is powered by Hennessy and vibes at this point. Pretty much. My man is like, I don't know why he decided to go to Cleveland. There's no nightlife in Cleveland. So he should have nothing on his mind but playing basketball, although he is in Detroit now. Not like there's that much to do in Detroit. Isaiah Garner said, Cavs are just soft. They don't have anybody with toughness or grit about them. Same as Boston. I mean, they did. We called it out when it happened. They do have Thomas Bryant, who I think has some toughness and grit to him. A little bit. And again, he's a bit role guy. He's their third string center who had to play tonight. He's actually played more minutes than Jared Allen. He played 7. He's got some grit. He's got some toughness. He's fiery. He's passionate. He's not the most skilled basketball player, which is why he's not a part of the rotation consistently. But, you know, and then when Thomas Bryant was showing that grit and that passion and bringing the fire, and we talked about it in the moment, Donovan Mitchell comes up to him and he's like, hey, calm it down. Like, no, brother, you bring your energy up, Donovan Mitchell. You're in the playoffs. Pick it up. Pick it up. TD in the morning said, to be fair, Harden has the second most points on the team right now. Yeah, it took him 7 shots to get there. But yeah. 9 points, 7 shot attempts. Yeah, it's a good point, TD in the morning. To be fair. Nobody else really showing up too much. Max Strus got 6 points. He knocked down 2 threes. He picked up 3 fouls, though. I mean, I would probably just start Max Strus at this point and bring Dean Wade off the bench. Dean Wade's just becoming a liability for them. 0 for 1 from 3. Only took the 1 shot. That was earlier in the game. That was it. In his 12 minutes, like, you can't. And I know there's not enough shots to really go around, but when Jared Allen only plays 6 minutes and you play 12, you can't take 1 shot in 12 minutes, man. You can't. You got to be a part of the offense. You got to be a part of the team. Unless you're providing, like, outstanding defensive pressure, right? If that's your role, which is not Dean Wade's role. Like, his role is to play defense, obviously, first, and then be a spot-up three-point shooter. His game is limited. But this can't be a liability out on the court at this stage in the playoffs. You can't have that. Mark said nobody wants Joel Embiid. Not on that contract. Not on that contract. Fungpei said, Harden also has the most assists. Good job. Harden, 4 boards, 3 assists. That's great. Not great when you also pair with 3 turnovers and some really lackadaisical passing and putting your team in a bad spot by mishandling the ball multiple times and dribbling out the clock. Harden has not played well at all. He's knocked down a couple of shots, which is great. Actually 2. So exactly a couple. He's knocked down 2 shots, 2 for 7 from the field. He's got himself to the foul line. He's going to have to continue to do that. You know, he's trying to get himself more to the foul line, but didn't. Donovan Mitchell, 6 for 11 from the field, 14 points. I didn't love some of the shots he took. He also has 3 turnovers. And, you know, when you play this Pistons team, key aspect is to take care of the basketball, harping a lot on the Cavs. We'll get to the Pistons in a second, guys. But 3 turnovers for Donovan Mitchell. Again, the Pistons apply a ton of pressure out on the perimeter with All-Star Thompson flying around, and then, you know, big defenders like Cunningham and Harris, even though they're not like the world's greatest defenders, their size makes up for a lot, man. And they're not bad defenders either, but their size makes it difficult, especially for smaller guards like Donovan Mitchell. So they go off the bench. They don't have any ball handlers coming off the bench other than Dennis Schroeder, who I thought was an abject disaster in that first quarter as well. Max Strus, 12 minutes, 6 points. He knocked down 2 threes. Okay. He was a bit of a turnstile as well defensively and a little bit reckless and wild all over the place. He picked up 3 fouls in his minutes. Sam Merrill's was not felt at all out there. As a matter of fact, his defense was horrific as well. Thought he was pretty miserable defensively. Didn't take any shots, which is not good because that's your job. Get 3-point volume up, Sam Merrill. They went to Jalen Tyson. His 7 minutes, he didn't get any shots up either. Although he's bigger and provided some solid defense. Keon Ellis, in his 8 minutes, he knocked down a 3, 2 rebounds, 2 steals for him. He was active. You might have to lean on Keon Ellis a little bit more in the series where he was benched in the previous series. Mervin Milorin. What's up, Mervin? I'm from the Philippines. Shout out, Mervin. Appreciate you, brother. Zay Gardner said Mitchell and Mobley has to be the best player in the series, and Harden got to play a lot better. And hopefully we see Jared Allen make a reappearance in the second half as well. You need your core four to play well. I mean, you're at a point in the playoffs where you need all your guys to step up and play well, right? Because you're playing nothing but great teams, right? Pistons, really good team. Knicks, really good team. Philly, they could be a really good team. We'll see how the rest of that series pans out. But there are 8 teams remaining in the NBA. 8 of the best teams, presumably, remaining in the NBA. So you got to bring it every night. You can't have off nights at this point. And even if you do have an off night in terms of like not really making your shots, you got to find a way to still impact the game. Not said, where are you from, Chefy? And are you a real chef? I am not a real chef. I'm from the Northeast, from the New York, New Jersey area. And we'll leave it at that. Not going to get any more specific than that. How do I get me a Chefy hat? We're working on it now. We're working on it. Brandon Peabody said, my T-Wolves, one of those best 8 teams. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And they showed it last night, beating the Spurs in Game 1. I might even say a shocking win because of all the injuries that they've dealt with. Still no Ayo Dosunmu, Anthony Edwards on a minutes restriction coming off the bench in that game. And yet they still find a way to pull it off. San Antonio better show. Wemby held 12 points. Antonio better show up, man. Stale Toe Steve said, if we make it to the next round, that is, I like the odds though. Yeah, I mean, if you make it to the next round, there's only 4 teams remaining, so it could go anywhere at that point, right? Stale Toe said, New Jersey salute. Appreciate your brother. Foong Pei said, yeah, nobody wants to absorb the diaper cost of 7 games. Judge, that said, hypertension his knee. Yeah, hyperextended it. Yep. Beer battered gummy shark to Scoreboard. I'm looking forward to the 28-29 season. PG gone and the Clippers unprotected first-round pick with Maxey and VJ in the rebuild. Yeah, the 76ers have a future. It's obviously post Paul George and Embiid, though. Brandon said, doesn't anybody don't want to toot our own horn, but if we beat the Nuggets, Spurs, and Thunder, whoever comes out of the East ain't beating us. Sorry. That is a 1,000% fair belief to have. And if you go through that gauntlet and make the finals, you probably should be favored. But I wouldn't count out the East yet, especially with the way the Knicks have been playing as of late. We'll see if they can keep that up. Suns Jen, what's up, Suns Jen? Positive Lakers talk makes me uncomfortable, and yet I am rational. Mervin said, who's going to win? I mean, I don't know. That's why we watch the games. I don't know who's going to win. If I knew who was going to win, we wouldn't have to watch the games. I mean, it's looking like Detroit, so I'll say Detroit. Foong Pei, you going to win basketball? True. I mean, we're all winners. We all get to sit here and enjoy a basketball game, right? Judge that said, West is the elite conference, not a secret. I don't know about that. West, a bit of a disaster this year. Just a little bit. Historically, maybe, but. Skonberg said, dude, to Beer Battered, dude, I hope the best for Philly. Boston is done, and we need to show the Pistons who's bossed. All right, we said we were going to talk about the Pistons, and we didn't, but we're going to come back from halftime soon. So, real quick, Tobias Harris, 10 points. Cade Cunningham, 14 points. Cade Cunningham with 2 assists and 3 turnovers, and yet they hold on to a 13-point lead. This is not a good sign for Cleveland at all. Cade Cunningham, he is shooting a lot, scoring a lot, 14 points, 3 for 10 from the field. And usually that doesn't spell success for the Pistons because it's taken away from his creativity and getting his teammates involved, because we know his teammates can sometimes struggle to create for themselves. They really only have one creator on the team that is consistent, and that is Cade Cunningham. And the other creator that they have, unfortunately, is Dennis Jenkins, who is not as consistent, although he's having a good game tonight. And usually when that happens, the Pistons are tough to beat because it's like, oh, suddenly we have more creativity with a player with the ball in their hands. Also, All-Star Thompson coming out extremely aggressive, 7.6 boards, 4 assists for him. Excellent night for him, as well as a steal and a block. I think we have Thompson up here for 3 stocks. We do, so he needs 1 more steal, 1 more block. I think we're pretty good for that. Brandon said, Cade, tough night. 3 for 10. I mean, it's not great efficiency, but it's not terrible either. 6% from the foul line. Getting to that free throw line. As a matter of fact, look at all these free throws being attempted by the Pistons. What is the free throw disparity? 22 attempts to 8 attempts. Wow. And coming off the bench, Stewart, 6 points, couple rebounds. Ron Holland had a layup, had an and one, misses free throw. Javonte Green hit a 3. And of course, we talked about Dennis Jenkins, 6 points. It did take him six shot attempts to get there, but 6 points for him. And here we go. We're going to start the second half in a second, but we take a look at the team stats real quick, and we could see the possession battle is leaning slightly towards the Pistons there. And we can see the Pistons are going to come out and knock down a 3 to start. Okay, that gets spoiled. But look at this free throw disparity. 22-8, and they're winning the possession battle. Yeah, not looking good for Cleveland. Not looking good for Cleveland at all. Hacking and whacking away. They get it into Cunningham. We know he's going to knock down a 3 here. Somebody's going to knock down a 3 here. Cunningham down the lane, kicks out to Robinson. Robinson will line up a 3. He'll knock it down. He'll knock it down right there. There we go. So we got spoiled on that. We know that's going to happen, but here we go. Let's lock back in. We also didn't go over the bingo card. We'll do so at the end of, at the first timeout break. Mobley down the lane. He knocks down a little floater off the pick and roll with James Harden there. Does Jared Allen start the second half? He doesn't. He does. Jared Allen is out there. He starts the second half. Cunningham gets it over to Harris on the left wing, being guarded by Harden. Harris looking to get it to Duren. They do. Nope, they throw it over the top of him. Didn't have positioning yet. A bad pass from Harris. Duren did not get to the ball, and it ends up being a turnover. Okay, 14 it is. Harden bringing it down. Harden being guarded by Cunningham, coming to his right off the Mobley screen. He puts up the right wing three off the screen, can't get it to go. Jalen Duren the rebound. Duren gets it over to Thompson. Thompson will bring it down. Thompson up top, being guarded by Mobley. Thompson crosses over in the lane, spins, coming to his right, step back, pump fake, steps through, kicks out to Harris, over to Robinson. Robinson pass fake, being guarded by Harden. He's going to drive to his left down the lane. He puts up a high floater over Mobley, throws up almost an air ball. I think it is an air ball. It is an air ball. They swing it back out. Duncan Robinson, wide open three at the buzzer. He got it to go down. The Cleveland Cavaliers just stopped playing. They just stopped playing. And they called it a long, too. They say his toe was on the line, I guess. They put 64 up on the board instead of 65, so we'll just follow what they have up there. Mobley in the post against Harris, they knocked the ball loose. Harden able to knock the ball loose from Cunningham, who almost picked it up. So Mobley swings it out. Dean Wade wide open left corner three. Dean Wade knocks one down. Very much needed for Cleveland there. Back to 13 it goes. Here comes Duren, gets it over to Thompson. Thompson on the left wing, being guarded by Harden. Pretty slow pace start here. Both teams, I don't think, want to run too much. Detroit will end up start running once the bench players come in. They want to pick up the pace, applying defensive pressure. Harris being guarded by Allen. They swing it out to Thompson, back inside. Reverse layup for Cade. Cunningham can't get it to go. A little bit of a wild shot there with Evan Mobley in the vicinity. They get it over to Mitchell. Mitchell driving it down, has it in the mid-range, lobs it over the top to Jared Allen, and he gets fouled by Duncan Robinson. That is Robinson's fourth foul, I believe. The Fleas said, at least I'm a self-aware hater. Shout out for self-awareness. Just as that said, Allen Ofer is so fitting. They showed the replay of the Duncan Robinson three. It definitely looked like a three. Mobley's going to go all the way to the rim. Layup. Got it to go past Duren. Nice driving finish for Evan Mobley there. And it's 11. Probably going to be 12 when they go back and change that Duncan Robinson 2 to a 3. Thompson has it on the right wing, being guarded by Mobley. Thompson hands it off to Robinson, knocked out of bounds by Mitchell. It's going to stay here with the Pistons. So they did review it. The broadcast is saying it looks like they're going to put another point on the board eventually. Matter of fact, I'll just give it to them now. Brandon said, I like Shore a lot. If he can just be a better shooter. Shore? Who's Shore? Who would you mean? Schroeder? No. Strus? Jalen Duren? You like Jalen Duren? If he could just be a better scorer, he could be like Jaden McDaniels, take the next steps. All-Star? All-Star is who you meant? Jalen Duren is what you meant? I'm not sure what you meant, brother. Duren to the rim, can't get the layup to go. Duren picks up the loose ball. He was out of bounds. And it's a shot clock violation. We'll take it. Duren was out of bounds when he caught the ball. Great defense from Jared Allen at the rim to block it. But we'll take the shot clock violation because that fits our bingo card. And again, we'll go through the box scores and see what we can fill in our bingo card at some point. They swing it over to Wade in the right corner, swings through to his left, down the lane, goes into the paint, shoves it over to Allen, a little floater, can't get it to go. Dean Wade right there for the tip, and he got it to go. We're back at 10. And a timeout for the Pistons. A lot better effort so far here from the Cavs in the second half. Bringing it. They're bringing it. All right, so here we go. We're at the halftime, or not the halftime. We're at a timeout break. So let's look at our box score real quick. Let's move that. Now we can do that. There we go. And see what we got cooking. TT in the morning said, he meant Duren. I thought he was talking about All-Star. He meant Duren. Duren could be a better scorer. He could be like Jaden McDaniels. That's the part that confused me. I don't know where the Jaden McDaniels comparison comes from with Duren. I mean, just fundamentally different players. Detroit Boys said if All-Star becomes McDaniels, that would be a huge win. Yeah, and he won't be. Jaden McDaniels was seen as one of the best perimeter offensive players of his draft class coming out of high school. The Thompson twins, we're not seeing that. They have a very limited ceiling with their offenses. The jump shot does not seem close to coming around. Whereas Jaden McDaniels always had a bit of an upside as a jump shooter. So it's not going to happen. Not that way. In other ways, they will develop an offensive game. Better ball handling, better avenues in attacking the rim, a better in-between game, knocking down floaters, maybe a couple mid-range jump shots. But the offense, in terms of like a Jaden McDaniels leap, is not coming for the Thompson twins. Brandon said Duren has no offensive bag, sadly. I mean, he's big and strong. He doesn't need much of an offensive bag. Not much. You know, he's big and strong. And that's going to help him a lot. Tyreek Smith, what's up, Tyreek? Chevy me out. Why does every time the Knicks beat the socks off of another team, the other fan base always has so many excuses as to why they lost? People just can't accept that the Knicks are actually a really good basketball team right now. It's difficult for people to come to terms with that. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. Trust me, I feel the same way. I mean, Philly, it was like 1,000,001 excuses. At some point, just be like, dang, we shouldn't have gotten blown out like that. Like I expected them to come out flat, but like to get 40 balled is crazy. I saw almost none of that from Philly fans. They were all like, we threw that game away on purpose. I was like, oh, okay. Confidence was the confidence. Get some water? I'm good, brother. I'm good. Brandon said that's called coping when they lose. Ask the Nuggets. Yeah, but it comes to a point where it becomes delusional. And you can't get delusional. You can cope to a certain degree, but you can't be delusional. You still got to live in reality, right? You still got to live in reality. Detroit said the midi could be something for Duren. It could be. 15 to 18 feet midi for Jalen Duren. So he doesn't have to always bang in the paint and throw up contested layup attempts and try to use his size and strength to get down low, because at some point throughout his career, it's going to get him to the point where he's going to end up getting himself into foul trouble, trying to bully his way into the basket. But Mark said excuses were so lame. I mean, they could talk about like, oh yeah, we expected them to come out flat, but you can't get 40 balled. You can't. That can't happen, you know? Jay Hammer said, trade Donovan and Harden for Steph and Cavs are better or Steph injured? Donovan and Harden for Steph? Steph is about 4 billion years old at this point, brother. That is an awful trade, big dog. George Jones said, we're in the era of delusion. Unfortunately, that's pretty accurate. David M said, you've seen Amin Thompson extension might be 5 years, $250 million. You think he's worth that? No. I mean, he is eligible for that. That is the max he's going to be eligible for. I don't think he gets that number, but he could ask for it since he is eligible for it, but I don't think he gets that. Duren hits Cunningham, comeback door. He gets the layup to go. We're back into the game. Under 9 to go. Timer's a little ahead. Harden has it up top. Coming to his right off a Mobley screen. Slips it over to Mobley. Mobley in the lane. Throws it with the floater. Got it to go for Evan Mobley. And here come the Pistons bringing it down. Back and forth they go. It's a 10-point lead here for the Pistons, though. They have the advantage. And 8:30 now to go here in this third quarter. Harris up top. Swings through to his right off the Duren screen. Driving it down in the mid-range. Pump fakes. Picks up his handle. Loses it. Harden comes up with the steal. Picks it up. He lost it. He's diving for it. And Harden was out of bounds when he knocked the ball over to Allen, so it's going to stay here with the Pistons. And I don't think he ever had possession. They're not going to give him possession. No, they are going to give him possession, so they're going to put 24 back on the clock for Detroit here. Whaley said Harden needs to put together a second half. He and Spider need to be stars. I mean, their core four needs to show up in a major way. I think Mobley scored a couple of baskets here, so that's nice. He got 14, 7, and 3. Fine game from Mobley. They get it to him up top, swings through to his left. And they need Jared Allen to do something. They need Harden and Mitchell to continue to do stuff. Mobley swings it out to Harden. Harden, pass fake, has it, jab step, swings through to his left. Cunningham cuts him off, then picks his pocket, picks it up, shoves it over to Robinson, shoves it over to Thompson. Big two-handed slam out on the break. James Harden just getting pickpocketed in the backcourt. What are we doing? What are you doing, James? What are you doing? Detroit said, not about worth. What do you have the power to negotiate? He could turn down the contract and turn down a possible contract extension and say, you're going to give this to me, or I'm going to enter restricted free agency and somebody will give him the money. Mobley, nice interior pass to Allen. The big passing, and Allen flips it up and in. I mean, when you're a young player like that, like obviously Houston's not going to lose him for nothing. Cunningham down the lane, over to Thompson, back to Cunningham. He catches, back inside to Thompson, two-handed slam. Gets blocked by Jared Allen, but the rebound goes right to Duren, and he lays it up and in. No, they called the foul on Jared Allen? I don't love that foul. That looked like a clean block to me on All-Star Thompson. See the replay on it? I guess he had arm. That's 4 fouls on Jared Allen. Whaley said, get it under 10. Sheesh. Yeah, struggling. Thompson knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. Brandon said, Harden said I can show. He said I can throw a game. Watch me. Yeah, Harden. 9, 4, and 5. If you were just evaluating this game off the box score, you look at that and be like, not bad from Harden, right? It's been pretty rough for James Harden here tonight. Can't even handle the ball against this Pistons pressure. 7:20 to go here. Thompson knocks down both free throws, playing with a ton of confidence. Thompson, an inconsistent free throw shooter, but he's knocked down all of his free throws here tonight. 4 for 4 from the foul line. Harden coming to his right, picks up his handles, got nowhere to go, gets it over to Strus. They're just switching these James Harden pick and rolls, and they're just going to live with the results. They're not worried about his offense right now. They swing it over to Strus, left wing. He knocks it down. Knocks down the 3. Max Strus gets it back to a 9-point game, back to single digits, under 10. Here comes Thompson bringing it down, 71-62, under the 7-minute mark, approaching the halfway point of this third quarter. Thompson up top, coming to his right, down the lane, pulls it back out, being guarded by Mobley. They have Mobley guarding Thompson so he can roam off of him. Thompson gets it out to Cunningham, being guarded by Mobley. Cunningham's going to dance with it. Inside pass to Dern, who has post positioning on Harden. Harden just grabs him and pulls him to the floor. It's a foul on James Harden. Foul on the floor, side out of bounds for the Pistons here because they're not in the bonus yet. 6:30 to go. Walter White, what's up, Walter White? Said my stream is glitching. Try refreshing the page. Anybody else in the chat having an issue with that, you can let me know so I can see if it's maybe on my side. Giovanni, what's up, Giovanni? What's happening to the washed Cavs? I mean, you said it right there in your own statement. They might be washed, brother. They might be washed. TD in the morning said Allen is on his way to grab some bench if he's not careful. I mean, he's not been careful, and he's on the bench. He might be, he's not going to be done for the night. Robinson trying to respond with the 3, can't get it. Rebound gets knocked out of the air, loose ball, and the Cavs able to pick it up, and they get over to Harden. Harden will bring it down. Okay. 6:20 to go. Harden, in and out dribble. Dribbles it off his own foot, and here come the Pistons pushing the other way. Harris to the rim for the 2-handed slam. James Harden has been an abject disaster tonight. He's been a horrific, abject disaster. Get him out of the game and limit his minutes. Just that said, I would rather have Strus over McHale, or both, I guess. I'd rather have McHale over Strus. Strus missed 3/4 of the season this year, brother. 4/5 of the season. He came back at the tail end of the regular season. And he's coming off the bench for them now. He's a nice energy player. I'd rather have Mikal Bridges, who's a much better defensive player as well. Confidence that I would bench Harden. What is he doing? Harden should be in Orlando. I would bench Harden, yeah. Greg William, what's up, Greg? Raymond said no glitch. Appreciate you, brother. Corey Thornton, what's up, Corey? Brew Nation said, no, keep James Harden in until he gets to 25 points so they can take him out the rest of the time. I need my parlay. I'll tell you what, brother, he ain't getting 25 points. He's stuck on 9, and he's kicking the ball all over the court, so. Harden looks like Karis LeVert out there. A little bit, Frank, a little bit. Nick Yak said, how many turnovers for Harden? I think that was either his 4th or 5th turnover, but we could check right now. As a matter of fact, we're at a timeout break, so we could check the box score in relation to our bingo card here tonight. So James Harden has a total of 5 turnovers here tonight. Horrendous. Especially when nobody else on his team is more than 3. Like, what are you doing? Donovan Mitchell, take the ball out of his hands, please. Willie Wheat, what's up, Willie? Yeah, Harden can sit the rest of the night. I don't know about the rest of the night, but definitely limit his minutes the remainder of the game. Let's look at our bingo card here. We haven't had 2 consecutive missed free throws yet. We haven't had a failed challenge. We had a successful challenge. We haven't had a 4-point play. Merrill hasn't hit a 3 tonight yet. Strus with 10 points and 2 threes. I think he's hit 2 threes tonight. Strus has 9 points and 3 threes. So we need at least one more point from Max Strus here tonight to hit this spot. We haven't had a goaltend. Robinson for 3 threes. I feel like he's hit 3 threes tonight, right? Duncan Robinson has hit 4 threes tonight. So there you go. There's a spot on the bingo card. Got Robinson for 4 threes. Harden said, Confidence said Harden's trying out for the World Cup. Brandon said Harden would never win a chip, which is why it was so baffling that they traded Darius Garland for James Harden. I really could not believe that trade. It made sense. I understand the rationale, but it doesn't jive with the team that's competing for a championship. It doesn't. Giovanni said, are we going to see Cleveland Cavs GM Mike Gansey and Kobe Altman are liars signs after Cavs swept in the second round? No. We will not be seeing that. Doing too much that, man, Harden is doing Harden things in the playoffs. It's crazy how he falls off when his team needs him the most. Yeah, he just does not like the physicality right now, man. We have any player for 3 blocks. We have Thompson with 1 and a steal. So, and then nobody more than 1 block. So we're still far away from any player with 3 blocks. I dropped my pointer. What else do we have? We have Cade for 30. Cade's not really on pace for 30. He's got 16. I guess he is kind of on pace for 30. A little behind pace as we're going to come back into the game now. The Lakers and the Thunder have tipped off, so we'll keep an eye on that one. So we'll keep an eye on Cade for 30. We'll keep an eye on Mitchell for 30. Harden for 25. Looks like it's not going to happen. Duren for 20. He's got 5. That's not going to happen either. He's 1 for 6. Another rough another rough offensive outing for Jalen Duren here. We have Allen for 15 and 8. That ain't happening yet tonight unless he has a miraculous fourth quarter comeback here. But here we go. We're back into the game. Lock in. We'll keep an eye on the bingo card as the night goes on. Harden has it up top, being guarded by Thompson. Fakes the handoff, keeps it. Harden picked up his dribble, has nowhere to go. Gets it out to Mobley, coming to his left. Off the handoff, Mobley's going to attack Thompson. Ball knocked out of his hands by Jenkins. And here comes Danish Jenkins pushing it down the other way off the steal. They lob it over the top to Duren. Pump fake, steps through, gets stripped. And now here comes Strus. Jalen Duren continues to be a bit of a disaster himself. They get over to Schroeder, driving it down up against Thompson, inside to Mobley. Mobley kicks back out to Schroeder, gets it over to Harden. Harden coming to his right. They get it over to Schroeder in the lane. They try to get it out to Tyson. Ball knocked out of the air by Harris. Just lackadaisical passing from the Cavs there. Good active hands for the Pistons. Danish Jenkins pump fakes out to Robinson. He's going to pump fake. He's going to sidestep. He's going to pump fake. He's going to get it back to Jenkins. Coming to his right. He has it up top. And now everything will settle back in. They get over to Harris. Harris calling for a screen. Coming to his right, being guarded by Strus. They get it to Duren in the post against Mobley. And a foul on Evan Mobley. On the entry pass to Jalen Duren. Suns Gen said, Ched just embarrassed Ayton? Good grief. Would he dunk on him? What do you mean embarrassed him? Block him at the rim? Made him look like a child? What'd he do? Brandon said, Harden is like Carmelo Anthony. Great scorer in his prime, but will never win anything? All right, let's not compare James Harden to consistent playoff riser Carmelo Anthony. Let's not do that. I mean, Harden will never win because he doesn't show up when his team needs him most. Melo showed up. Never really had the right team around him, unfortunately for him. Maybe because of his own doing, whatever the case may be, but let's not compare Carmelo's failures throughout his career with Harden's. They're completely different reasons. Good defense as Danish Jenkins tried driving to the rim, can't get the layup to go. Here comes Schroeder down the lane, blows past Cade Cunningham, and gets the layup to go out on the break. Back down to 9. Under 5 to go. Here comes Thompson bringing it down, has it on the right wing, being guarded by Harden. Thompson gets it over to Cunningham, being chased by Tyson. Jab step coming to his right, and a foul on the floor out on the perimeter by Tyson, extending the hands out there. Suns Gen said he had Ayton running towards the locker room while he dunked it. Why would Ayton running towards the locker room? Why was Ayton running towards the locker room? What did he do? What did he just fake him out of his shoes? What do you mean? Brandon Peabody said Melo did show up but never won anything. Yeah, Melo showed up. Let's not compare Melo's failures throughout his career to win a championship with James Harden's. Completely different reasons. Melo needed a better team around him. And like I said, we could, take in too large of a contract and requesting the trade instead of going to free agency. We could blame Melo for different things as to why he never won. But showing up and playing to his level was never the reason why he never won. Danish Jenkins pulling it out, gets it out to Thompson, back to Jenkins, off the offensive rebound, off the missed 3 at the buzzer. They kick it back out to Harris, pump fakes, driving to his left, step back, mid-range, fall away, well contested, but he got it to go down anyway. And that's why you can't give teams multiple shots there. The Pistons dominating the possession battle. Here comes Dennis Schroeder bringing it down. Schroeder has it up top, being guarded by Jenkins. 4:10 to go. Schroeder on the right wing, coming to his left, gets it over to Strus. Jab step, coming to his left, down the lane, in the paint, flips it up at the rim, can't get it to go, battle for the rebound, and a loose ball foul on the Pistons. So it's a foul on the floor still. Detroit's now in the bonus the remainder of the game. Jack Munoz, what's up, Jack? What's up? Run to your locker room because I'm here crashing paychecks from the New York Atlanta series? Okay. Oh, Suns Gen said yes, he had him completely lost. That is embarrassing, where you don't even know what's going on anymore. Jared Allen has it up top, hands it up to Strus, gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell has been very quiet after the first quarter. Gets to the rim, misses the lefty layup. Donovan Mitchell, your team needs you, brother. Here comes All-Star Thompson out on the break, runs right into Strus, can't get the layup to go. Good defense from Strus. And they get it over to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder will bring it down. Swings it over to Strus, right wing, ran up the line by Harris, down in the paint, gets caught in the paint, kicks it out to Mitchell, an open left corner 3. Mitchell knocks it down. It's an 8-point game. Slowly chipping away at it. 8 points. 17 points for Mitchell now. His first points in the second half. Comes with 3.5 to go here in this third. And Thompson has it up top, being guarded by Mitchell. Coming to his right off a screen. In the mid-range, kicks it out to Stewart. They swing it over to Harris. He'll catch and fire 3 over Strus. Comes up short. Long rebound. Picks up by Thompson. Just a lot of standing around for the Cavs guys, man. Thompson pulls it out. Thompson in the left corner. They get over to Cunningham, being guarded by Mitchell. Cunningham telling Thompson to cut through. Cunningham coming to his left, step back, puts up the fall-away 3 over Mitchell. Comes up short at the shot clock expires. They get over to Tyson. Now over to Schroeder, who'll bring it down. All right, here we go. This is your chance, Cleveland. Start to crawl your way back in. Schroeder on the left wing, dancing with it against Harris. Schroeder looks like he's sizing him up for a jumper. He's going to drive it instead. They kick it out to Strus, coming to his right. He'll take the lane, going to the basket, finger roll layup. Got it to go. He's looking for the foul. He doesn't get it, but he got the layup. And it's a 6-point ball game now, 69-75, 2:30 to go. Dennis Jenkins shot out of a cannon, taking the baseline, tries to get it over to Stewart, gets knocked away from Strus, picked up off the turnover. Here comes Schroeder down the lane, pass fake, blowing past Cunningham, scoop play with the right hand. Beautiful move from Dennis Schroeder. It's a 4-point ball game. We're back in it. There we go. We got a basketball game, folks. 7-0 run for the Cavs. Finally. Greg Williams said Dennis Schroeder versus his old team in the playoffs. That's wild. Yes. You could also say the same thing when Dennis Schroeder took on the Toronto Raptors. That is also his former team. You could say that about half the teams in the NBA. Dennis Schroeder's played for like 12 different teams. Maria, what's up, Maria? Go Cavs. Absolutely. Here we go. This is what I need. I need a good basketball game, man. This is what I needed. Let's check out the other game. We could also, what else do we have? We have Mobley for 3 stocks. All right, let's just take a look the rest of our bingo card here, right? So we stopped around Thompson 3 stocks. We know we're not there yet. Let's take a look at the triple-double category. We talked about All-Star Thompson, pretty close to it. He's got 11, 8, and 5. Not out of the realm of possibility, but pretty unlikely he'll get there with the assist. But he might give us the double-double. Nobody else really close to a double-double. Duren with a pitiful 5 and 8. Not good enough for Jalen Duren. Might cost them end up here tonight. It's a 4-point ball game. Donovan Mitchell up to 17 points. He's not even, like, playing that well. I mean, Max Strus has been phenomenal off the bench yet again. Max Strus, really nice, solid game for him. Just really aggressive, knocking down threes. He's got 11, by the way, so that's Strus for 10 points and 2 threes. We're not that close to any bingo. We need double-double, and he played for 3 blocks and Cade for 30, which is not out of the realm of possibility here tonight. All right, we're checking back into the game here. Let's go around the league and check the Lakers Thunder game real quick. Tied at 16. 5 minutes into the game. Okay. Maybe I'm not giving the Lakers enough credit there, but still early in that game, obviously. All right, here we go. We're back into it. Cunningham coming off the Duren screen up top. Swings through down the lane. Pump fake goes up. Layup. Got it to go for Cade Cunningham. A lot of contact, no foul call. Cunningham looking at the official, looking for a foul. He didn't get it, but he did get the layup. Schroeder bringing it down on the right wing. Dancing with it. Back up to 6 it goes. Schroeder pulls it out. Coming to his right off the Tyson screen. Schroeder driving it down in the paint. Keeping the dribble alive. Stays in bounds. Kicks it over to Strus. Falling out of bounds. Strus knocks down another 3. My goodness. Out of the corner on the relocation, flying out of bounds, rises up and knocks it down. He's 4 for 6 from 3 for 14 points tonight. Max Strus, incredible. They get over to Duren up top. Duren being guarded by Jared Allen, who's been MIA here tonight with the foul issues. They get it out to Duncan Robinson, coming to his left. We're in a 1-possession game, by the way. A deep logo 3 for Robinson, comes up well short, careens out of bounds. And we got 1:30 to go. David M, what's up, David? Duren needs to work on his offensive game over the summer. Mightily. Here comes Donovan Mitchell. He has it up top. Mitchell on the left wing, pulling it to his right. Switched onto by Cade Cunningham. Sees a double team. Slips it over to Allen. Swings it out to Schroeder. He's going to pump fake. He's going to drive to his right in the lane. Gets stripped by Karis LeVert. And Duncan Robinson hit ahead to Cunningham, bringing it down against Mitchell. Kicks it out to Holland. Extra pass to Robinson. Ran off the line by Schroeder. Good recovery by him. They get it back to Holland. He'll take the lane. Cross-court pass. Knocked out of the air by Tyson, but LeVert able to recover it. And knocked out of bounds by Tyson again. It's going to stay here with the Pistons. We have 1 minute to go. Just under a minute to go. Jason said, LeBron can't keep this pace up. Dude has 10 already? There you go, Bron. There you go. It is really cool to see LeBron dial the time back as the leader of that team with Doncic out right now. Cunningham gets a foul on the 3-point attempt. He's going to the foul line for 3. I mean, just getting your hands caught in the cookie jar over and over again for Cleveland here. Second time they're going to send Cunningham to the foul line for 3 free throw attempts. Samuel Batale, or I think it's Batale or Batali. What's up, Samuel? Cavaliers, please, a comeback. I'm hoping to. I want it as competitive as possible. Cunningham knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. We got 50 seconds to go here. TT in the morning said, was that a foul on Allen? No, that was a foul on Jalen Tyson. Allen's still with the 4 fouls. Tyson picks up a foul there. That's his second. Cunningham knocks down the second free throw. He's got one more coming. Nick Yak said, if Cleveland could only not turn it over so much. Yeah. They and courtesy of James Harden, but also Donovan Mitchell getting in on that action as well. He's got 17 points, but only 2 rebounds and 1 assist. He's going to do a little bit more than that. Cunningham knocks down all 3 free throws. It's a 6-point ball game. And here comes Dennis Schroeder bringing it down against Dennis Jenkins. Schroeder has it up top. 6-point ball game. They get over to Jared Allen. Jared Allen throws it to nobody, but that's because Mitchell was being held by Karis LeVert there. They're not in the bonus, so it's still side out of bounds. 40 seconds to go. Alex Jude said, come back. It's a 6-point game. I mean, it was 17. I think it was the largest lead of the game, right? They get over to Strus. Strus up top being guarded by LeVert. Strus coming to his left. Pull up 3 for Max Strus. He's feeling it. Comes up short on that one. Rebounded by Ron Holland. Leaves it off for Cunningham, bringing it down against Tyson. Cunningham up top, bringing it down. Has it. Being guarded by Tyson. He's going to run some offense. Dribble out some clock here. There's about a 7-second difference between game clock and shot clock. So the Cavs should have an offensive possession back. A stop and score is what's needed here for Cleveland, obviously. Cunningham behind the back, coming to his right against Tyson. Step back, pump fake, swings it out. Dennis Jenkins puts up the 3 over Strus. Well short. Tyson the rebound. Home run pass to Strus. Leaking out, goes up. 2-handed slam for Max Strus. Wow. Max Strus with an incredible quarter here. 3 seconds to go. Holland's going to rush it down the other end. He's going to stop and throw up the logo 3 at the buzzer. He's going to knock it down. The second 3 at the buzzer, deep logo 3, the second one of the night for Detroit. If they somehow find a way to lose this game with Cleveland playing a pretty poorly competed game all around, would not be great for Cleveland, but my goodness, the basketball gods on their side right now. It's even contested. I mean, Max Strus is there. This is Ron Holland, who's not a good 3-point shooter at all. Knocking down a logo off the dribble 3 at the end of the shot, at the end of the game clock there, the end of the third quarter. But Beer Battered Gummy Shark said, found their range, logo all game. Alex Jude said, this is a good game. It's a very good game. It's a very good game. Hopefully it's better here in the fourth quarter as well. Hopefully we have a good ending. Niall Dimitri with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you for that, Niall. Appreciate you, brother. He said, hello, Sheffy. Let's go. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Cunningham up to 21. So a 9-point fourth quarter will give him the 30 ball. In terms of our bingo card here, we would need the double-double, which seems likely here tonight so far, from a player. We'll see who gets it. Thompson looks like he could get it. Jalen Duren, if he could score 5 points and grab 2 rebounds in the fourth quarter, he could get it, but he's 1% from the field. My goodness. I thought Duren would end up playing better in this series, and so far it's not really been great from him. And he played 3 blocks as well, still on the board. We could have Harden for 25. That's not going to happen, so let's not even make that a pipe dream. Duren for 20 is not happening either. Just looking at some areas that we could get bingo. Goaltend and Merrill 3-3. Sam Merrill, where you at? Topo the key. Topo F the key. What's up, Topo? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're having a good time to that. Thank you for that. Chichi said, shout out to Topo. Shout out to Topo. Ricardo said, why do I feel anxious about the 76ers? Knicks PTSD, brother. That's what it is. That's all it is, Ricardo. Knicks PTSD. As long as they continue to play their game, Ricardo, they'll pull off the series win. Top of the key. Gotcha. Top of the key. I thought it was Topo F the key. Top of the key it is. Yes, sir. It's hard when the name, is all lowercase. It's hard. Shout out my guy, Top of the key. Appreciate you, brother. All right, let's check out this Lakers game. What are we looking at? Lakers? 20-19? 20-19 here. So far in the first quarter, hanging tough. Okay. Gigi said Knicks in 2. Right, we don't have to be that confident, but I do like the confidence. LeBron with 12, 5% from the field, 2 for 3 from 3. No rebounds, no assists is not really a great sign for LeBron, though. I'll tell you that. I mean, him scoring is probably going to slow down as the game goes on. Austin Reeves, where are you at, brother? Where are you at? David M said, all I'm praying for is Embiid doesn't hurt our guys. I'm with you. As long as we can survive this series fully healthy, should be all right. Off the bench, they're just getting their guys in the game now. Maria said OKC had a long break. They did have a long break. They did. Holmgren's got 9. SGA with 3 so far. Top of the key. There you are, brother. There you are with the subscription. Appreciate you, top of the key. See, it's easier to read it now when you have the space, right? When YouTube gives me the spaces there the way it should be. I hate the way they represent names in the chat now, but here we go. We're in the fourth quarter. Strus to the rim, gets the layup and the foul. Max Strus continues to hoop, man. Start of the fourth quarter immediately. Gets the give and go going. Was that Jared Allen or was that Mobley? That was Mobley. The give and go with Max Strus. Ron Holland gets caught lacking on the play, looking to deny him the ball, ends up running him over after he makes the layup. Nice pass from Mobley. Great backdoor cut from Strus. Gets the and one layup. And he knocks down his free throw. And we're back to a 3-point game. No, we're not. It's a 7-point game. My bad. 7-point game here. Cade Cunningham bringing it down. And an off-ball foul. Looks like on Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder pushing off on Holland there. And a technical foul against Dennis Schroeder. So a free point for the Cavs. Mark said, JJ is my age. Gray hair happens. Top of the key said UFC, KFC, OKC, Lakers in 5. There you go. We do have a technical foul. What does that help? If that helps anything. Technical fouls down here. Doesn't really help much. So Cunningham misses the technical free throw. Did have a technical foul, so we'll put it up there on the bingo card. They get it into Harris. Harris up top. Harris being guarded by Mitchell. Picks up his handle. Gets it over to Duren. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Duren hands it off to Robinson. Robinson in the lane. Puts up the floater along the baseline. Got it to go down for Duncan Robinson. And back up by 6 they go. Trish O'Toole, appreciate you, Trish. A 3 for Thomas Bryant is not great offense, not great decision-making, and a foul on Max Strus in the backcourt, battling for possession of the ball back with Cade Cunningham, like going for these steals in the backcourt. Not a good decision from him. That's his 4th foul, I believe, and that's going to sub him out of the game here. Max Strus, huge here for your team. You got to stay in the game, brother. You can't pick up a silly foul like that. Keon Ellis is going to come in. Keon Ellis was solid as well in the first half. Chi said it's going to be a foul calls fest tonight. Clock's going to get stopped every 2 seconds. Yeah, definitely for the series. Mitchell danced with it against Robinson, putting ball handle moves on, but not going anywhere. Spins off of him finally in the lane, swings it out. Schroeder will fire up a right wing 3, and maybe that technical foul scuffle with Dennis Schroeder is going to get him going. He knocks down the 3 there. It's back to a 1-possession game, 82-85. But the Cavs need to get over the hump and take a lead here and put the pressure back on the Pistons. Tobias Harris crosses over on Thomas Bryant, gets the floater over him, and Schroeder will push it the other way. Dennis Schroeder directing traffic, trying to get it to Mitchell. They do get it to Mitchell. He's being guarded by Tobias Harris on the switch. He's going to sidestep, throw up the 3. He's going to miss the 3. Careens off the side of the rim and goes out of bounds. Why settle for that shot right there? Not running any offense. Schroeder brings the ball down, swings over to Mitchell. He has Harris switched onto him, and he settles for a sidestep 3 over the contest. It's a contested 3. Why settle for that shot? Ron Holland has it on the right wing. They get it to Harris in the post, being guarded by Mitchell. Faces up. He's going to back him down. He's telling everybody to get the heck away from me. They swing it out. Ron Holland wide open for a three. They're going to dare him to shoot it. He does. He can't get it to go. Mobley knocks a rebound away from Duren. Gets it over to Ellis. Here comes Schroeder. Right wing. Picked up by Holland. Trying to blow past him. He does. Reverse layup for him. Can't get it to go. A lot of contact. He picks up his loose ball. They kick it out. Keon Ellis. An open three for him. Way off on that one. Rebound careens out to Mitchell. Driving to his right. Inside to Thomas Bryant. He goes up. Gets blocked by Duren. Knocked out of bounds. Not out of bounds. Robinson able to save it. Hit ahead to Cunningham. Bringing it down the other way. Cunningham has it on the left wing. Going to slow down a little bit here. They get it over to Harris, swings it over to Holland. He'll take the baseline, goes in, layup, can't get it to go, and draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for two. Great defense for Jalen Duren protecting that basket. Getting the block on Thomas Bryant. It's a clean old block right there. Top of the key said, who do you want to win? It don't really matter to me. I'm not a fan of either one of these teams. I'm just rooting for a good basketball game. That's what I'm rooting for. So I guess I'm rooting for the Cleveland Cavaliers to make a comeback here and get this closer than what it is right now. It's a 6-point ball game as Holland knocks down the first free throw. He's got one more coming. Mark said, where's Allen? I'm wondering too, Mark. I'm wondering too. I think Allen's played fine outside of the foul issues. He's got 4 personal fouls. He's got 2 points. He's played 15 minutes tonight. Holland misses the second free throw, but Jalen Duren snags the offensive rebound. Out to Robinson, a three. He got it. And back up by 9 they go. Oh, my goodness. Cleveland laying everybody down. Schroeder has it up top, coming to his right. At least they made a bit of a comeback here, but there's still more than enough time. Schroeder swings it out to Thomas Bryant. He can't handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. It was a bad pass from Dennis Schroeder down at the feet. You got to get Thomas Bryant out of the game. Why is Thomas Bryant in the game? What is Kenny Atkinson cooking? What has he got going on? Foonpay said, man, I'm still dying from that the key. Kenta said, when Robinson starts making these shots, they're dangerous. I mean, he's their only consistent three-point shooter. So if you let Robinson go off for threes on you, he's got 19 points tonight. You're not taking away the one thing you can do on the court that can kill you. We got 9:20 to go here. Cunningham up top being guarded by Ellis, dancing around a Robinson screen. They swing it out to Robinson, ran off the line by Mitchell. He'll take the lane, steps through, puts up the floater, draws the foul, gets the layup, and one. And then Harden shoves Duncan Robinson. What a soft team. What a soft team this Cavs team is, man. Sorry to all the Cavs fans in the chat, but this is embarrassing. I don't even know what James Harden was mad about. Robinson knocks down the floater, and then he screams and one, and he walks into Harden, and then Harden shoves him off. So I guess Duncan Robinson was the instigator in that I don't even want to call it a scrum, because Duncan Robinson screams and one, and then walks towards Harden, I guess, and makes contact with him, and that's why Harden shoves him off. AP said, what do you say? No, what do we say the Cavs are the Cavs? They are the Cavs. Unfortunately for Cavs fans, they are this team. David M said, Cavs got to shake up that roster. Oh yeah. I think James Harden was the first domino. But obviously the wrong domino. I have no idea why they traded for James Harden. I get wanting to get off of Garland because of the injury history. I would have just played it out. I would have just been like, all right, get healthy. My goodness. Avellino to Avellino, go Detroit. There you go, they're hooping. Top of the key said, are you doing this for the rest of the season? Brother, we've been doing it all season. Yeah, we'll be live for the remainder of the season. Gigi said, Jimmy Neutron's going off. Yes, indeed he is. He's having a brain blast out there. Double technical, so nothing will come of it. Technical for Harden, technical for Robinson. Man said, Garland is good and really crafty. He is. The reason they traded him was because he was dealing with a ton of injuries and he just was not helping them in the regular season. He was holding them back. So I get it, but man, they should have just waited for him to get healthy. Panicked and overreacted and traded for a guy who is not showing up in the playoffs for you right now at all. 9 points, 6 boards, 7 assists for James Harden. But just looking at the box score is not telling the whole story. My guy's not been good at all tonight. H-Ran, what's up, H-Ran? Can Harden get 6 more points? Robinson misses the free throw. He can. Harden down the lane. And he throws it to nobody, but gets knocked out of bounds by the Pistons. 9:05 to go. Suns Gen said, end of the first, Lakers 26, OKC 31. So they got it going at the end there, huh? Got it going at the end there. Mark said, nope, to the Harden question. Yeah, probably not. We got no faith in James Harden around here. So the Cavs will keep possession. Mitchell will inbound it. Where is Donovan Mitchell, by the way, as well? He had 14 points in the first half. He's got 17 points now. He's had 3 points so far. Harden will take the baseline, leans into Cunningham, looking for the foul, doesn't get it, knocked out of bounds by the Cavs. It's going to go to the Pistons. James Harden didn't even look for the layup. The basket is this way. The basket's right here. And instead of going to the rim for a layup from James Harden, he goes this way into Cunningham and then flails. And the ref is like, you're not even going to the basket anymore. I'm not giving you that call. James Harden being James Harden out there, I would heavily consider taking him out of this game. Cunningham down the lane, puts up the floater, gets blocked. Loose ball, finds its way back to Jenkins. They kick it out to Robinson. He's going to pump fake on a deep three, gets it back to Dennis Jenkins. He'll swing through to his right, gets to the mid-range pull-up jumper over Ellis. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Mobley snags the rebound, and Mobley will bring it down. Mobley also been a little MIA. 14 points for him. I mean, be aggressive. Somebody be aggressive. Other than James Harden. Get the ball out of James Harden's hand. Mike Mitchell. They get it to Donovan Mitchell. He's going to dance with it against Robinson. Down the lane, throws up the floater. Gets it to go down. Tough shot for Donovan Mitchell. Tough make for him. Yeah, man, you're going to have to be a lot more aggressive as the game goes on. Especially if you have Duncan Robinson on you. Like, how are you not saying, give me the ball and get out of my way? Cunningham, a beautiful slip pass to Isaiah Stewart, inside to Thompson, kicks it out to Jenkins, being guarded by Ellis, swings through to his right. And a 3-second violation, it looks like, on Isaiah Stewart. So the ball is going to go back to the Cavs here in a 9-point game. 84-93, 8 minutes to go. There's plenty of time remaining, man. Mark said, where is Allen? I don't know, Mark. I don't know. The hero of Game 7 can't get any run in this game for some reason. TT in the morning said, Powder Puff Cavs in the building. This is tough, man. This is tough. Raymondson Harden isn't a good player in the playoffs. Oh, we know. We know. Apparently, the Cavs front office didn't know. Mark said, you're getting schooled by a Miami bro named Duncan. First name Duncan is crazy. AP with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you, AP. I'm going to read it in a second, but James Harden's bringing the ball down. I'll read your super chat in a second, big dog. Appreciate you. Harden coming to his left. Puts up the deep straightaway 3. Why? Misses it off the back rim. Strus is back in. So is Jared Allen. Gets it out to Mitchell. Mitchell, ball knocked out of his hands. He pulls it back out. He's being guarded by Dennis Jenkins. Mitchell on the right wing. He's going to dance with it. Come to his right off a Wade screen. Now coming to his left. Now dance with it against Robinson. Coming to his right. Down the lane. Throws up a tough floater off glass. He can't get it to go. Strus knocks the rebound over to Allen. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell on the baseline. Gets the ball knocked out of his hands. He picks it up. Has nowhere to go. Uses his handle. Gets it over to Harden. Throws up the floater. Gets fouled by Cunningham. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. There you go. AP said, Knicks found themselves, this is the team we were hoping for. We were hoping they were going to be all year. Missed last night's game. I heard the Knicks caught bodies. Yeah, bro, there's been 4 games in a row. They won by 39 points, AP. Another 40-ball dominating game from the New York Knicks. And this is the team I told you that they could be. This is the team that I told you all year, AP, that they had it in them. We saw it in spurts. They just got to put it together. And here they are putting it together. Harden knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. Buzzer beater. What's up, buzzer beater? Appreciate you, brother. Estelle. What's up, Estelle? I'm a Sixers fan and will never forget the collapsed game 6 and 7 against the Celtics. Yep. Yup. Unfortunately, Estelle, James Harden has a litany of games that he just did not show up in. Harden did knock down both free throws, though. 7:20 to go. Dennis Jenkins has it up top. He's being guarded by Jalen Tyson. Tyson has yet to take a shot tonight, right? Tyson, yeah, hasn't taken a shot. They get over to Robinson, curling off the screen, down the lane, gets caught in the air, tries to kick it over to Dennis Jenkins. He's able to get it to him. He's going to rhythm dribble, step back 3, falling away. Can't get it to go. Jared Allen snags a rebound. Hey, welcome to the game, Jared Allen. Way to snag that rebound. Here comes Strus, gets it over to Allen. Allen up top being guarded by Stewart. Allen picks up his handle, gets it over to Harden. Harden on the right wing, being guarded by Danish Jenkins. Harden's going to put Danish Jenkins in the post. He's going to back him down, in the lane, kicks it out to Strus. A straightaway three, he's open. Can't get it to go off the back of the rim. Wade knocks it out to Harden. Harden's going to take it down to his right. He throws up the floater. He comes up short, but he gets the friendly bounce and gets it to drop down. It's going to be a timeout from the Pistons. They have one timeout remaining, by the way. A misusage of the timeouts from the Pistons a little bit here. They have one timeout remaining with 6.5 to go here in the fourth. It's a 5-point ball game. Harden waking up a little bit. He's up to 13. 13, 7, and 8. He's working his way towards a triple-double. I'll tell you what, if James Harden can get a triple-double, I'll stop slandering him. Mark said lots of time left. A lot of time left. They actually put Jared Allen back in the game. Who would have thought it? Mark, who would have thought we would see Jared Allen yet again here tonight? My goodness, finally. Chi-Chi. AP kept telling people that Brown was just pretending not to know anything and making it seem like JB and Patrick Ewing were enemies. Now other teams are clueless of what to do against them. I mean, there's just not a lot of options. You know, there's just not a lot of options. You just got to play better. And I don't think Philly has it in them to do so. Fungpei said, you can continue to slander even upon triple-double. I mean, I know I can, but I'll put a pause on it for a bit. I'll put a pause on it just for a bit for James Harden. If he snags a triple-double for us on the bingo card tonight, I mean, a triple-double, what does that get us? What does a triple-double get us? Any closer? Any closer? Where's the triple-double? Down here? I guess not really. No, not really. AP said it was buzzer beater for life coaching. Maybe. Sadu Barry, what's up, Sadu? Isaac Arden said, what's going on? Cavs still down? I mean, Harden 3 for 10. Mitchell's no longer in the game. Tyson out there hasn't taken a shot. He does have 5 rebounds and some okay defense, some solid defense from Tyson. There's a pretty solid defensive unit outside of Harden, obviously, who's the turnstile out there. But outside of that, I mean, Strus is solid, Tyson's solid, Wade solid, Allen's solid. So they got a solid defensive unit out there. Nick Yak said OKC now up by 10. To be expected. Estelle said the other gripe I have is Tobias Harris played 38 minutes in a playoff game and scored 0 points. Yeah, I wish he was half as good when he was in Philly. Yeah, I mean, we appreciate Tobias Harris for that. Estelle is a Knicks fan. We appreciate that performance from him very, very much. It really helped us get over the hump on that series. Let's check it out. Let's check out the Lakers game. You guys calling it out. Let's check it out. 36-26, start of the second. What happened? LeBron has 12. Hachimura has 6. Ayton with 4. Smart 2. Reeves 2. Reeves, 2 points is just not going to get it done. Reeves, like, you need to be the best player on this team. Can't be sitting there with 2 points. Bruce Fowler said, what do Hartenstein have to do for you to stop slandering him? Nothing. There's nothing he can do for me to stop slandering him. I get, there is something that could happen for me to stop slandering Hartenstein. It's got nothing to do with him, though. There's nothing he can do. The only way I would ever stop slandering Hartenstein is if this group wins a championship. The Knicks. If our Knicks win a championship with this group, I'll stop the Hartenstein slander. AP with yet another very generous super chat. Appreciate you, AP. He said, if the Cavaliers lose, this is where Donovan Mitchell and James Harden's credit ability is done. Those two have way more experience to lose to Detroit. I mean, I think Harden's has been gone for a while. Donovan Mitchell is definitely the guy who's going to catch a lot of slander if the Cams can't pull off this series here. I'm with you on that one. Donovan Mitchell, I'm with you. James Harden, he lost it a while ago. Mark said, Luka's been out a month. Any chance he comes back in the series? They said he's not particularly that close. And they said, if anything, maybe game 4 or 5. So the Lakers are going to have to look to extend the series as best as they can, which I don't think they're going to be able to do. We're back into it. 93-88. They had a good strip on Durant to get the ball back. Harden down the lane against Duncan Robinson. Throws up another floater, and he gets another one to go down. Cade Cunningham on the bench halfway through this quarter. Not sure about that decision. 8-0 run for the Cavs here. I mean, you're in the playoffs. You might not want to give them the opportunity to make a comeback here. They get it to Harris in the post, being guarded by Strus. Jab step. Harris has Strus in the post, backing him down. Strus hits the floor. Harris shoots the follow-away jumper, comes up short. Battle on the boards for the rebound, picked up by Harden. Good battle between Dern and Allen there. Harden able to sneak it up. They get it over to Harden up top. Coming to his right off an Allen screen. Harden puts up the right wing three. Can't get it to go, but a foul on All-Star Thompson, and he's saying to challenge it. They do have a challenge available. We have 5:30 to go here. Harden draws a foul on the three-pointer shot here. I don't know if I saw a foul there on Thompson, but I don't think we're going to see a challenge here. I think he might want to save it. So Harden's going to be at the foul line for 3 free throws. Mark, and the flop. He did get the flop there. He did get the foul call on All-Star Thompson. That's his 4th. Harden knocks down the first one. He's got 2 more coming. Raymond said, nothing because he kept us from moving on. Traitor. Yep. The only thing that'll get me to stop slandering him is if the Knicks win a championship. But it's got nothing to do with Hardenstein. Unless the Knicks play the Thunder and Hardenstein lays an egg, then I guess that's the only thing he can do to get me to stop slandering him. Detroit said, top of the key got to be bought with these comments? Probably. Or a young kid in the chat. So, one of those two. Cunningham, which is fine, but Cunningham bringing it down. Harden ties us up at 93. Cunningham crosses over to his right. A pull-up 3 for Cade. Comes up short. Rebounded by Dean Wade. Here come the Cavs on a 10-0 run. Getting it back to a tied ball game. Led by James Harden. Coming to his right. He's being guarded by Cunningham. Harden's going to lick the dance. Coming to his right off a Strus screen. He's got Duncan Robinson switched onto him. To the rim. Flips up the floater. Gets blocked by Duren. Great defensive play from Jalen Duren there. And here comes Cade Cunningham pushing it down the other way. That was their opportunity. Cunningham has it up top. Coming to his left off the Duren screen. Down the lane. In the air. Leaves it off for Duren. 2-in. Slam for Jalen Duren. And just like that, Pistons go back up by 2, but we're in a 1-possession game. They get it over to Harden up top. Harden being guarded by Cunningham. Danish Jenkins switches onto him. Duncan Robinson now switches onto him. They get it over to Strus. Extra pass to Tyson. Tyson ran off the line by Harris. Tyson throws up the floater. In and out, can't get it to go. Tyson was looking for a foul. He doesn't get it. Here comes Cade Cunningham. Cunningham has it up top, being guarded by Strus. Cunningham calling for a screen. He's going to reject it and drive to his right on Strus. Down the lane, leaves it off for Duren yet again in a big one-handed hammer. And there's Cade Cunningham feeding the big man there. And we're going to get a timeout from the Cavs. And just like that, Cade Cunningham subs back into the game after sitting for a couple of minutes in the 4th quarter here. And immediately generates 2 wide-open dunks for Jalen Duren after Duren came up with a big old block. Mark said, feed Allen. Man said Mitchell was about to get in. Yeah, they went a long time with no Donovan Mitchell, man. Went a long time with no Donovan Mitchell. I like Tyson out there for the defense, but his first shot of the game coming on that like tough contested floater in the paint, it's tough. Robert Cross said, what is Allen doing, man? I don't know. He's out there getting cardio. He's got 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. He's barely played tonight in the foul, has been mired in foul trouble. Kenny Atkinson not trusting him at all is weird to me a little bit. Harden with 18, 7, and 7 here tonight. They took a rebound away from him, by the way. He had 18, 8, and 7. But he's got 18, 7, and 7. He's showing up in the 4th quarter here. They're going to have to get Donovan Mitchell back in this game soon. Also, Evan Mobley, I guess, go back to the starting lineup. I don't know. I don't know what the Cavs do. They have such a weird roster. Alex Jude said the Cavs coach isn't very smart. He's got a really weird roster, and there was also a ton of roster turnover at the deadline, and it's hard. It's hard to find things that work. It's hard to build the chemistry. I think if the Cavs lose this series, and look, we're in game 1, so maybe we're talking a little prematurely here, but just looking ahead, if the Cavs end up losing this series, they have to look into splitting up Allen and Mobley. they rarely share the court together outside of the start of the first quarter and the start of the third quarter, which is just not good if you routinely stray away from your starting lineup, which should be your 5 best players in your best lineup, your starting lineup. If you routinely stray away from that lineup just because you don't think that Allen and Mobley can consistently play together, I don't know. Obviously, those are a group of guys that you might have to look to move on from. It's rough. JR Sweats, what's up, JR? Need 2 threes from Cunningham? I'm rooting for you, brother. I'm rooting for you. Cade Cunningham up to 21 points and now 6 assists. Only has the 1 rebound tonight. Checking in on the Lakers game. 37-46, 9-point game. Braun with 12. Ayton has 10 now. 39-46. Braun with 12. At 10 in the first quarter, right? So it's barely scored here in the second. Kennard's hit a 3. No, he's at 3 free throws. They're not getting much off the bench. They're not getting much from anybody, really. Tough night for the Lakers. Obviously, tough matchup. JLV said total fouls now. Total fouls now. We have total turnovers 19-12. 19 turnovers for the Cavs. Fouls 19-17. So about even. Here we go. We're checking back in. Mobley will bring the ball down. Are they going to the starting lineup? Nope. They take Jared Allen back out of the game. Jared Allen is out. Mobley will step behind the 3-point line and fire it up. Comes up well short. Terrible shot. Here comes Cade Cunningham bringing it down. Under 4 to go. Time not on their side. They slip it inside. A beautiful pass from Cunningham to Duren. That's 3 times in a row now where they get Duren slipping to the rim for a big 2-handed slam. 2 plays in a row. Or 3 plays in a row. Harden down the lane. He throws up a floater. He gets it to go down. Harden. A couple of times in a row getting to that floater game. Where was that the whole game? Where was that the whole night? Here comes Danish Jenkins bringing it down. Jenkins has it up top being guarded by Mitchell. Jenkins coming to his left. Off a screen. Foul line pull-up jumper. Danish Jenkins rattles it in. Time not on the Cavs side here. Mitchell has it up top. Coming to his left, dancing with it, crosses over on Robinson, loses the hand on the ball, pulls it back, being guarded by Duncan Robinson. He's going to dance with it, blows past him down the lane, takes a bump, throws up the floater, can't get it to go down, but he draws the foul on Cade Cunningham. That's his second, so he's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws there. A little over 3 to go. 45 total fouls. What is this, the Roman Coliseum? It's not 45 total fouls, right? Total fouls, 19-18. 35 fouls, not 45, 35. Math is wrong, Fupe. Math is wrong. Jacques Hollis said the Knicks should trade and get Bronny next year. I think they're good with Kolek, brother. Isdale said 1 more foul, Cavs are in the bonus. Yeah, the Pistons are in the bonus. No, the next foul will put them in the foul line. The next foul will put them in the bonus. Mitchell splits the free throws. Can't be missing free throws in this situation, man. Can't be doing it. Jenkins hands it off to Cunningham, being guarded by Wade. Cunningham coming to his left, being guarded by Mitchell. Cade Cunningham, under 3 to go here. Taking his sweet time, driving to his left in the lane, puts up the jumper. Got it to go for Cade Cunningham. Tough shot right there over Mitchell. They get it over to Mitchell on the right wing. Mitchell crosses over on Cunningham, down the lane, scoop layup off glass high, can't get it to go. Mobley can't get the tip in. Harris pulls down the rebound. They're trying to tie him up, and it's going to be a jump ball, and no, it's going to be a foul. It's going to be a foul. One of the officials was about to call a jump ball. He was literally going to the scrum doing this, and then the official blows the whistle and comes running in. James Capers comes in calling the foul from the half-court line. Detroit said nonsense. So now Detroit is in the bonus. The Cavs are also in the bonus. It was side out of bounds there. Now they're in the bonus off of that foul. So now Dennis Jenkins driving it down, keeps the Nashville Bull alive, gets to the baseline pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. During the weak side rebound, bringing it out to the other side, gets it out to Cade Cunningham. And again, they're going to wind down as much time as possible. They show a double team. They go over to Harris. Harris being guarded by Harden. He's going to pull it out. He's going to dance with it. Shot clock winding down. Crosses over to his right, blows right past him, throws up the floater. Got it to go. What a move from Tobias Harris. James Harden just stuck in quicksand out on the perimeter, and it's back to a 9-point lead, and it's looking like Detroit's going to pull off the victory here tonight. Harden up top being guarded by Duncan Robinson. Harden's going to dance with it. Harden crosses over, steps back, crosses over to his left, down the lane in the paint, flips it up at the rim looking for the foul, gets the banked-in floater, doesn't get the foul, but he does get the 2-point basket. Here comes Dennis Jenkins bringing it down the other way, being guarded by Mitchell. It's a 7-point game, under 2 to go. Not out of the realm of possibility, but time's winding down here. They get it over to Cunningham up top, being guarded by Mitchell. They show a double team. They get over to Jenkins. Jenkins will drive it down and take the lane. Hesitates, gets caught in the air, kicks it out to Cunningham. Cunningham up top, crossing over to his right, down the lane, against Wade, leans in, layup, can't get it to go. A lot of contact, no foul call. Mitchell picks it up. They're going to bring it down the other way. Push, Mitchell, push. Cunningham down on the floor. It's a 5-on-4 situation. What are you waiting for? Mitchell, Euros down the lane. They kick it out to Harden, and now Cunningham is back in, and they recover. Harden down the lane, tries to get it inside the Mobley. Ball knocked loose. Duren able to pick it up. What are you doing, Donovan Mitchell? Do you have any game sense, big dog? Here comes Dennis Jenkins, swings it out to Robinson. He'll pull it out to Cunningham. We're now under a minute to go here. Cunningham up top. He sees a double team again. Just swings it over to Jenkins. He'll take the lane. They swing it out to Harris. Wide open right corner 3. Misses it. But Dennis Jenkins knocked the rebound out to Robinson. Gets it over to Cunningham. And 42 seconds to go. They get it into Harris. Foul line. He's going to drive it in against Mobley. He's going to get fouled. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. Brandon said, what was that, Cavs? You have a 4-on-5 situation in Donovan Mitchell with in a 7-point deficit, just trotting down the court, right side of the court, where on the strong side where there's 3 other teammates, where you're coming down in a 5-on-4 situation. Spread the court. Tell everybody, get it to the middle of the court. Tell everybody, spread it out. Force them to guard 5 guys with 4 players as Cade Cunningham's down on the floor on the other side. Well, what was that, Donovan Mitchell? One of the worst court awareness situations I've seen an elite guard have. What was that decision? Buzzer Beater said, 697 watching, 169 likes, 528 haters. Appreciate you, Buzzer Beater. Shout out everybody in the chat. If you guys are enjoying the show, please hit that like button. It really helps. It really helps. And subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Thank you, guys. We're live every single night, watching as much basketball as possible. I'm sure most of you know it. Here comes Wade bringing it down, leaves it off for Mitchell. He'll fire up a logo 3. Of course, Mitchell will knock that shot down when this one's already out of reach. He's going to pad his stats to the end here. He's got 23 now. It's a 6-point game with 30 seconds to go. I mean, unless you can get another one here and get it to a 1-possession game, Cunningham gets it over to Thompson. They get it over to Jenkins. Jenkins splits the defense, gets fouled in the backcourt. 26 seconds to go here. Mark said, the fact that Jared Allen played less than 20 minutes tonight is criminal. Horrific use of the roster by Kenny Atkinson tonight. I agree, Mark. Completely disagree with his use of the roster. I mean, I know Jared Allen was in foul trouble, but, play him until he fouls out. He's your starting center for a reason, right? How do you not trust him? How do you not trust him in this situation here tonight? Dennis Jenkins knocks down the first free throw. He's got one more coming. Scoreboard said, Knicks dodged the Donovan Mitchell bullet. Yes, indeed they did. I thought I stopped the timer. I did not. There's 26 seconds to go, y'all. My apologies. Brandon said, Mitchell and Harden made for each other. Both joke. Dennis Jenkins knocks down both free throws. It's an 8-point game. 26 seconds to go. This one is all but over, but the final score. Top of the key said, Sixers cooked. Did they, brother? Did they? Freeway Hustler said, in some ways, this was even more pathetic than the Sixers. At least the Sixers didn't play like punks. Did they? Didn't they? Didn't they play like punks? We'll see. We'll see how they bring in Game 2. They had all the excuses for Game 1, so they better show up for Game 2, right? Should be a closer game. Nick Yak said, Allen was the advantage I thought they had. Yeah. I mean, even if he wasn't Yak, he's your starting center, and I get he was in foul trouble. Let's take a look. He didn't come back into the game, right? Let's take a look what he's going to end with. Jared Allen's going to end with 18 minutes tonight, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 4 fouls. You didn't even have him out there to, like, foul out. Like, how do you not go back to him? I thought he was fine in the minutes he was on the court. And as a matter of fact, he was a +4. He managed to be a +4. The only guy tonight, I assume, in the positive? Yeah, the only guy tonight in the positive. And you didn't play him until he fouled out? Like, I get he was dealing with foul trouble, but, like, just have him out there and have him foul out. Like, go out swinging with your best players, right? Freeway Hustler said they played terrible, Chevy, but they were not scared. There's a difference. I don't think the Cavs were scared tonight. Well, Harden played a little scared in that first half. Mitchell's going to throw up a tough contested 3, loose ball. Pistons are going to pick it up. Danish Jenkins is going to bring it down the other way. He's going to go in for a 2-handed slam. And that's going to put the finishing touches on this one. 111-101. And that's going to be it. Isaiah Garner said, coach is dumb. Really bad. Really poorly coached game here tonight. Really poorly coached. Harden up top. It's going to be a 10-point win for the Pistons here. That's going to wrap it up. And just taking a quick look at our bingo card. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything. Harden ended up with 22. Harden's going to end up with 22. 3 points shy of the 25 we needed from him, so that sucks. We didn't have a jump ball anyway. Did we have a jump ball? We didn't have a jump ball. It should have been a jump ball, but it ended up being a foul, unfortunately. Mitchell didn't get 30 at 23. Duren for 20, he didn't get it. He ended up with a double-double, though, right? Duren had 11 and 12. He just got to the 11 points right there. There you go. So we had the double-double, but that's not going to help us get bingo. Cade didn't have 30, so that's not going to help us get bingo. Cade ended up with 23 himself. Any player for 3 blocks? I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. We're not going to hit bingo. But it doesn't matter because we didn't get any player for 3 blocks. Most we had was 2. Stocks. We have Mobley for 3 stocks. He had it. He had 2 blocks. No. Only had 2 blocks for Mobley. Harden had 2 blocks and a steal. Allen didn't have 15 and 8. We know that. Allen did not have 15 and 8. Thompson had a block and a steal, so he didn't have his 3 stocks. Yeah, we're not going to get bingo tonight. Unfortunately, guys, no bingo. But that's going to wrap it up right there. AP with another very generous super chat. Appreciate you, AP. He said, looks like the Knicks are going to have to do the job themselves. I thought Cleveland would be good. I mean, it's game 1. Let's see what kind of adjustments they make. Hopefully they utilize Jared Allen moving forward. Jimmy Pope, what's up, Jimmy? Raps Detroit would have been a better series? No, I'm not entirely sure about that. Maybe. Hard to tell. Hard to know. That's going to wrap us up right there. We will be live yet again tomorrow for the doubleheader. We'll have the opportunity to do the doubleheader. We'll do Knicks versus 76ers, obviously, and that'll take us right into the Spurs and the Timberwolves game, which, going off of game 1, hopefully is yet another thrilling game. Top of the key said, "Where's Braun going? To the Cavs? I don't know. He could go back home to the Cavs. He could stay with the Lakers next year and re-sign a contract, especially after this playoff performance. Who knows? Who knows what happens with Braun? Austin Reeves getting locked up by this Thunder defense, to be expected, but still tough. Still tough for the Lakers, man. They need him. Braun, no rebound, only 1 assist is not a great sign for them. I called it in the first quarter because you need Braun to do everything. And unfortunately, at his age, he's not going to be able to consistently be able to do everything against this great team. Now, 13-point lead for the Thunder. Detroit said filibuster? No. Night is done. Night is over. SGA now up to 12. He's 5 for 6 from the field. They got nobody to guard him. Judge, that's a doubleheader possible time-wise? Yes. So, quickly before we sign off here, we can take a look at tomorrow's schedule. We know we're doing the Knicks game, obviously. It's every other day now, so we're locked in. We're truly locked in, y'all. So, start time 7, and then we have a proper lead into the Timberwolves Spurs game, right? So, gives us 2.5 hours. Against 76ers, you never know. We could go long. But either way, upon the conclusion of this game, after the Knicks go up 2-0, we will transfer over into the Timberwolves Spurs game. So, ESPN games, there you go. Great. Judge, that's a Duren was a plus 17. I mean, everybody was in the positive for the Pistons. They dominated the Cavs majority of the night. But that's going to wrap us up right there. Detroit said the bot ain't real. I don't think he's a bot. I think that's a young kid. So shout out, top of the key. Poi, what's up, Poi? Can the Lakers win? What are the chances? I don't know. The chances are low, brother. Chances are low. Can they win? Sure. Will they win? Probably not. Fortnite clip. What's up, Fortnite? Cavs will win the next game by 45 points. I doubt it. Just root for your Cavs to win, brother. Freeway Hustler with a very generous super chat as well. Appreciate you, Freeway. He said, great call, Chevy. Let's frickin' go, Knicks. Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. So shout out my guy, Freeway Hustler. Shout out my guy, AP, for the very generous super chats here tonight. AP with 3 of them. Appreciate you. Freeway Hustler getting in on the action as well. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, guys. Shout out all the channel members. I said I was going to update this. I didn't. I will update it for tomorrow's stream for sure. So this will be updated tomorrow to shout out all the new channel members. Because of Bingo, we have far more channel members than we did before with all the gifted memberships going on. So I appreciate you guys. And like I always say, whether you gifted a membership or you decided to become a member all on your own, I appreciate your support nonetheless. Thank you, guys. Well, that's gonna end it right there. A pretty disappointing effort for the Cavs. They stayed in it though, which gives me sense that I think the Cavs can make this a series. Like I said going into it, I am favoring the Pistons to win it. I think the Cavs obviously have a chance if they can show up and play harder from the tip-off of the game. But we'll see. Obviously, moving forward, we're going to cover these series and these games as close as we can. The goal, actually, so tomorrow is Wednesday. Thursday. Thursday we'll be able to do a doubleheader as well. Cavs-Pistons going into Lakers-Thunder. So it was just a weird start to these series. I do want to try and call at least one game from each series. We'll see how that Lakers-Thunder series goes, obviously. If it ends up being like a runaway series like the Thunder versus the Suns was, we'll wrap it up there and we'll focus on the more entertaining series. So hopefully the other 3 are entertaining. We'll cover every single Knicks game as we always do. So I appreciate you guys. And we are going to do it all over again tomorrow, and we'll be together for both games tomorrow. So as always, remember, brush your teeth before bed. Stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.